Hello, everyone. My name is Alan. Back at it again here with a special podcast here today. It won't be so special soon. This is going to be my new weekly show. I am here with a good friend of mine, Ian.
Yeah. Hey, thank you for having me on.
Absolutely, yeah, great to have you on here.
Or sorry, whatever.
Oh yeah, right. You didn't do your whatever. So this is going to kind of be like my new iteration of my weekly show. For anyone who was watching about a year ago, roughly, I used to kind of do weekly episodes like this. At the time, it was the Scene and Screen podcast. Kind of same situation where we review movies, talk about any like breaking news or anything like that, and really the entertainment industry as a whole. It's going to be called Alan's Movie Talk, though. I'm using my old name. I thought it was fitting because it'll mostly be about movies that this we'll kind of dive into on the topics on this podcast. But we'll switch it up. Whatever is big with breaking news and everything like that, we'll kind of get into. So we'll kind of just get into the movies that we were going to talk about here. I haven't made a review in what seems like a month. At this point, it's been quite some time. I've just been really busy. I haven't not been seeing movies. It's just, been a little behind with everything. So I figured let's just talk about all of these movies that I saw in the last month on the show.
Sounds good, man. We don't always have the time, but we try to make the time,
Right, exactly. Yeah. So we'll start off with the biggest one. We're going to go right into it and start with Supergirl. Obviously a big contention point a little bit with internet discourse with how it's been lately. Some very idiotic conversations, in my opinion, that have stemmed from this movie. So we can just get kind of right into it, kind of what we thought. I know I was on the spoiler discussion, over on Chainsaw's channel, where we kind of went into spoiler talk. So a lot of my thoughts, I've already kind of went into there. So I'll kind of just let you start off, Ian. I've watched your review, obviously, but
okay.
Just like overall thoughts, what you thought about the movie, maybe highs, lows.
Yeah, there's some highs, some lows for sure. I'm not going to tell you it's perfect. Of course, this isn't a perfect film. And I will say right off the bat, like I did say in my review, that I haven't read the Woman of Tomorrow comic yet. And once I do, I will probably have to give it
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit, Jeffrey, about PlayStation. So.
Oh yeah, I have a lot to say about that too.
Yeah,
but for Supergirl, I went into it not having that initial reading, so I think once I do get it read, I will probably give a different review. But for right now, as it stands, I don't mind the movie. I don't think it's that bad. As much as people were talking about it, I thought it was going to be way worse.
Right.
It kind of made my expectations managed a little bit going into it. So coming out of it, I will say the lowest of the point, or like the weakest things about it are probably the villain, Krem, right?
Yeah.
Krem is probably like one of the weaker villains I've seen in a movie in a while for a superhero film. I love Millie Alcock. She's a great Supergirl. I love her so much. She was the highlight of the film. Like anytime, I mean, she's on the screen all the time, but like, I just love the way she portrayed Kara,
Right.
I think even Ruthie wasn't bad. I think Ruthie was a neat, like, side, what do you call it? Like sort of a sidekick in a way, sort of to Supergirl. But obviously this is kind of her revenge sort of story but like by the end of it, what happens and everything. I thought Jason Momoa was pretty cool as Lobo, as much as he's kind of sporadic throughout it, like just kind of randomly popping in. I thought it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa was actually a good pick for that. But yeah, I mean, nothing to write home about. It did feel like they probably cut a lot of stuff they probably could have put in there because it's an hour and 40, and I feel like they probably meant to have it go longer, right? So
yeah.
I just felt like in the editing room or something with Warner Brothers, they were probably like, or whoever, because I don't know how closely James Gunn was actually like on it as much. It sounded like he was a little bit like hands off with this one, I think. And
I don't know if you saw or heard about like the Variety article that came out essentially about the kind of behind the scenes stuff that was going on with this film, where he was hands off, it looks like, during filming. And then once we got into post-production, they weren't happy with what Craig Gillespie was doing there. So there was kind of some inner turmoil, back and forth between him and James Gunn, which is very reminiscent of the old DCEU, which James Gunn was very adamantly against, or at least like that's how he pitched it, is that this DCU is not going to be what it was. So yeah, that was a little bit disappointing there.
Yeah. Which I mean, obviously this is our second movie in, so I really don't think we should be freaking out as much. I mean, we'll determine that once Clayface comes out, and then you're like, if that one's not a good one, which I really am sure that it will be pretty good. But
even that one though, it's like it feels so separate from kind of what they're trying to do with the DCU. I'm kind of like, even if that's not good, which I think it will be, if it's not, I kind of give them a little bit of a pass. I think it's more like Lanterns, Man of Tomorrow.
That's true.
Like that.
Those are the bigger hitters, and with it now, Green Lantern coming back after not seeing Green Lanterns at all since 2011, basically. I mean, we've had few instances, like literally just one shot in the Snyder Cut, I think was with Green Lantern, and that was it. But otherwise, we have not had that. And Man of Tomorrow, I mean, if all is to be true, I mean, we're going to have Brainiac, and we're going to have some huge heavy hitters and probably some more heroes we haven't seen yet. So, I mean, that will have to be good for this to continue on. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But like I said, I don't think Supergirl was as bad as people were saying. I just didn't really take any of those reviews to heart when going into it. So I just was like, you know, just what I felt like after watching it was that's how I felt.
Right.
So,
right. I'm kind of right there with you. I was very like, it's a definition of a mid movie to me. I don't think it's the worst thing we've ever seen. Like I've seen some people compare it, to some of like these really bad comic book movies, like I don't know, Morbius, Craven, like
not even close.
Even like some of the bad MCU ones, like there are definitely
there's
better than some of the Phase 4 like post Endgame stuff that we've gotten. So I'm not going to complain about it. Yeah, I mean, like it's not terrible, but it's really not great. There's a lot of mistakes I think that they made. I think what you talked about, like it's very clear that this was a longer movie at some point. They seem to have fleshed in, on a lot of different stuff. What is going on in this chat?
Did you read the comic book before watching it or no?
I did not. So that was kind of my expectation. Was I obviously we have mutuals who love that comic, right? And they've talked about it. Yeah. So and it's not just them. I've heard it from everyone who's read it that it's a very excellent storyline. But I didn't want to I don't really like reading storylines before going into a movie, knowing they're adapting that, because then I kind of think it puts an expectation in my head. And then when I hear people who did read that story going into it, how like it's not a very faithful adaptation, I'm like, I didn't want that to be what ruined my expectation on there, so I kind of just stayed away from it in general. But go ahead.
I was gonna say, I've kind of come to terms to be not doing that anymore, just because I've had plenty of instances where I have done that a lot, where I've had to I read the book and then immediately like, God, this is awful. And it's not really that bad. It's just because since you love the adaptions or you love the original material,
the source,
it's like, oh my God, what did they do here? And it's probably like little things, and people are like, I thought it was a pretty good movie. And I'm like, oh no, it's nothing like the book. And I'm like, I'm getting away from that, which it's been a long time since I've kind of been like that. But I think the most notorious one for me was I was a big Hobbit fan. So when the Hobbit movies were coming out, I read the Hobbit like 3 times, literally. Like I had read it before more times, but then as the movie was coming out, I was still reading it. And when we got to Battle of Fire Armies, I was just like, what the fuck are we doing?
What's going on?
Just get me out of here, please.
Yeah. No, I get it. But yeah, a lot of those things that you said, I kind of, echo those sentiments. I think Billie Alcock was fantastic in the role. I really wish that she got a better movie here, truthfully, because I think in a better script, she could have done really well. And I'm still very excited, for what she's going to do in the future.
And I think she's Amanda tomorrow.
She is in Man, and I mean where it ends. We'll kind of go into mild spoilers here. Where it ends, with her with Clark at the apartment. I loved every interaction that her and Superman had together. That was the highlight for me. They did report that James Gunn actually directed those scenes, which makes sense because that did kind of feel more like from Superman than in that movie. So I'm really looking forward to what she does with him, later down the road. I kind of agree with you with what you said about Jason Momoa. I think he was really fun as Lobo. A bit of an odd choice, though, to have him in this movie, because I don't feel like he really does a whole lot. It was kind of just like, hey, look, he's Lobo. See how he is in the role, which, we kind of knew he would be good. So, it was just a little bit weird to have him.
It was a little bit weird. He also kind of weirdly saved her quite a few times in instances,
right.
And I'm like, why did they could have just had her do that, and did he just still come out later or something?
Right,
I don't know.
Right, and I didn't like too how this movie was constantly like not allowing her to be Supergirl. Like they were putting her in scenarios where she didn't have her powers, and I'm like, that's really weird to do. Like I could understand if this was like an origin movie, maybe doing that, but like doing it in the story they decided to tell here. I don't know. I wasn't the biggest fan of that. And then it was like once halfway through the movie, essentially she does get to that point again. And then we put her on another planet that has the kryptonite sun. And we're like, what is going on? Like a green sun? I don't know what that really meant.
No, I was going to say on top of that green sun, also Krem just coincidentally having kryptonite arrows. I'm like, get out of here,
wanted to use this. Yeah, I wanted to use this. Like, what?
Was it get the 2 Kryptonians in the whole universe? Probably. You're like, I knew you were gonna be here.
Yeah,
I knew I was gonna have to use these.
Yeah, that was kind of not great. I liked. I've seen some people kind of crap on the action. I liked the action when she got the chance to be Supergirl. I thought it was well choreographed. CGI not great. I'll be honest. There was a few shots in this movie that were pretty wonky. I had that problem with Superman though too. I felt like that movie had kind of some wonky CGI in it. I think I really enjoyed the backstory with Krypton. I really liked that kind of meeting Kara's parents and getting that backstory of like how she met Crypto and everything. I thought Crypto's inclusion in the story was very weird. Just because he was sidelined for most of the movie, and I don't know. It felt like a reason for them to intertwine the storyline with Ruthie. Yeah. When it was like I felt like that was already like a story on its own that would have done that naturally.
Yeah, but, I mean, I know quite a bit of the Woman of Tomorrow story, still having not read it fully, but like the little thing I will say in this instance here is that for anyone that doesn't want to hear spoilers, just to let you know now for the comic, is that she ends up just joining Ruthie without that need of Crypto being sick. It was just that she joined her on that journey. And actually, there was a whole big reveal in the book where she said, oh, I really like, I think she had lied about something, saying like, oh, I lied just to help you out here, like to join you basically. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, I guess that was kind of, I agree. I don't know if it needed to be that way for Crypto. So I don't know.
Yeah. And, so those are kind of like positively what I thought. I think there was a lot of negatives, right? Like we kind of talked about some of them already. The script was really weak. And I feel like there was a lot of things here that just didn't work. The editing was very weird too. Like they just would randomly cut to different scenes and different planets. And like, it was very bland, like visually very bland. Cause everyone who talks about that Woman of Tomorrow comic says that like visually it's a very beautiful comic line. So it's like for this movie to just be so bland in the way it looks and not really have any unique visual presence, I thought was very, very strange. Like,
it looked very muddy, looked very dark in scenes, like especially the ending where I think that could have benefited from looking more colorful. Because on top of you not liking the CGI very much, it probably would have helped to at least have it look nicer, like visually, like just like colorful.
Yeah, that would have probably helped.
Because it was just muddy
from the CGI.
It was just dusty and muddy in that ending. But otherwise, the rest of the planets too were also, like you said, very generic looking and stuff. So nothing really to note home about.
Right.
But
and then you talked about it, Krem. Garbage villain. I mean, he really reminded me, the design of him was weird too. He reminded me of the villains from Guardians 2, which I mean, in James Gunn's universe, I guess this is weird. I can't remember who they were or what their names were. I think one of them was like Taserface or whatever. And
Laserface.
It gave me the same vibe as that. And I was like, oh, this is so generic and stuff. And like, that was the weakest part of it for me was the villain. Cause I'm like, you obviously have to have a foil, right, to your hero and have someone who has a good presence and a scary presence. But Krem really just didn't have that. And then logically, like you talked about with like him having kryptonite all of a sudden, walking around with the cure for Crypto on his, like on a necklace. I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, what is this? This isn't even, I don't know. It was kind of insulting a little bit, but
it is
whatever.
And another thing too is that I feel like with the like being so bad, like they wrote it weirdly to have it that he is bad on, like he's the basically the worst guy you could ever imagine because
Right.
of the stuff of what he's doing with the women and
yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
or the girls actually, to be correct there. But like, yeah, just on top of that, just having him act goofy with a lot of stuff too is just like really tonally all over the place. I just didn't understand.
Yeah, it was a very weird performance, weird way they wrote him. Like I don't know, it just wasn't done well. I'm like, you can't anchor your film on this. And supposedly like I said, there was competing cuts between what James Gunn in the studio wanted and what Craig Gillespie wanted. Supposedly in Gillespie's cut, there was more of him. And I'm like, yeah, maybe it would have fleshed him out a little bit better if he was a little better written, but I don't know. Like, I didn't like what they were going for with it. And like, even the stuff that you talked about with like what seemed like basically he was a human trafficker, they didn't really get into that. And I'm like, I feel like that's a very important subject to kind of just gloss over. Like, I'm like, you should have got into that a little bit more. I feel like that would have made me hate him more.
And that's what I mean is like in the book, that's nothing like anything. He doesn't do any of that stuff. He's just like a more of a barbarian, sort of just kills and conquers. He's not like a guy that's like trafficking girls. It's like, golly, dude. It's like, and I get they're doing that because they want him to be the worst of the worst for what the ending was for the movie with Kara.
Right.
But like, I don't know. I just don't know. They just didn't handle that subject matter very well, you know? So
yeah. And I felt like pretty much the same way on that. That's too important of a subject, especially in today's world, right? And like in 2026, I feel like you owe that subject if you're going to bring it up and bring it into the movie, you owe it a little bit more than what you gave. So I don't know. Very, very surprised by that. But and then my final thing, one of the worst needle drops I've ever heard in a film. I won't say it's the worst because there were some examples I saw online that I was like, okay, I forgot about those. Like when he Morbius, with the dance scene with me. I'm like, okay, it's not that bad, right? But it was a cover of a song that like I felt like the original one would have been better, and it was just at the inopportune time too in the movie.
The original song is a punk song, and the issue for me was that they sang it not as a punk song. Like the cover could have worked if it was a punk song covered by a woman. But the woman that sang it, which no hate to her, I've been seeing she's been getting a lot of hate for some reason. I don't know why. That's their choice to put that in that movie in that moment. So I don't understand. But regardless, it's just not the one that worked for that scene, And then the other part too is that Alan, they literally had the perfect song in the trailer, and it's not even in the movie.
It's not even in the
movie.
The trailer music was better than the music in this movie. As a whole. Like, I don't understand. Like, you had all these great songs in the trailer, and you didn't use one of them for the movie. Like, what are we doing here? Like,
and I don't believe these articles that are coming out. It's probably true what they're saying, but it's apparently like they went through like 40 songs to get to this one, and I'm like, don't tell me. Full bullshit.
Yeah,
I don't believe that.
I'm sorry, you can't tell me that there was 40 worse songs that you could use in that moment than the one you actually picked. So I think there was an example that came out. I don't remember exactly what it was. There was an example of like one of the other songs that they wanted to use. I think I can't remember what it was though.
Yeah, I mean, that was.
But it was just weird, like the way they played it, and I don't know. I didn't like how they did that. So like the moment they picked, like the song they picked, the choice, it was just a weird thing to do, in my opinion.
Oh God. Yeah. So
okay. Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna pull up because I also, before we move on, I did want to talk about the box office and where we're at with that. What is going on with my screen?
Oh yeah.
Okay, here we go. So obviously this movie is not performing well, like at all. It had one of the biggest weekend drops ever for a comic book movie with 9.6 million, which is a 74.1% drop from its opening weekend. It just passed 100 million. That's crazy. What was that?
What's the budget on this, man?
Oh, it's got to be a crazy number. Probably 200 million at least, if I had to guess.
That's unfortunate.
And that's not even like including marketing or any reshoots, probably when they come out and say that. 170 to 186 million is what they're saying.
It's not looking good.
This is gonna bomb. I mean, there's just nothing that we can really say about it. It's not gonna make its money back.
No. I think it's on top of it being Well, unfortunately, I just don't think people were really interested from the get-go or
Right.
get-go. Even though that sucks because I think it was pretty cool to see a new Supergirl movie. And
Right.
then the other part of it being that now that all the reviews are out and everyone's talking about it, now it's even worse for people to be like, I don't want to go see it now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So like if it was like really good and it just so happened to be bombing, that would be a different story. But on top of it not being good, it's just like it's a recipe for disaster with that,
Yeah.
you know.
And obviously we could talk about like the discourse and everything too,
Yeah.
surrounding this film, which has been super toxic. You know, a lot of vitriol expressed towards Millie Alcock for some of the comments that she made. And it's like those comments aren't even really her fault because you got these dipshit
Yeah.
journalists who are asking stupid fucking questions on
I
the
I
the
I
red carpet.
hate I
It's
hate modern journalism at these when they ask actors nowadays anything. I hate the questions they ask. They're so stupid
I
sometimes.
just I don't understand how you are one of the few fortunate lucky people in the world to be able to meet Millie Alcock on the red carpet and you're going to ask her about Kara's sexuality. Like there are so many other questions that you can ask her in that moment. And you decided to do that because you wanted to get your headline, get your click, get drive the attention to your website. I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah. I mean,
And
there's
it's both
been
sides online, right? Like there's
Mhm.
defenders of this that just don't want to see any criticism of the movie, and then the toxic, the right essentially that want to just shit on her
Yeah.
in this movie from the get go. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, the ones that don't watch the movie and then the ones that did watch the movie that either
Right,
did like it or loved it too much, it's all over the place, which
it just sucks.
is what I kind of expected. I was hoping it would just be good, but that's what I kind of expected
Yeah,
anyway to have that discourse just because of what it is. Because I'm like, well, I mean, it's obvious what's going to happen once this movie releases. But
yeah,
I meant in the sense for the reporters, I was thinking more like these reporters or not reporters, journalists too, just kind of ask like, regardless of that question too, it's also just these other questions that are just like nonsense jargon that no one cares about. It's like, oh yeah, so what do you think Carl's favorite game would be and shit? And I'm like, who fucking cares, man?
yeah,
I just want to like ask her more about like what she like what drew her to the role, like what was her creative part into the like making herself Supergirl or something like that, which I know is like drawn out and it's done all the time, but I don't think I've even heard once anyone ask her something like that. So it's
right,
like that
right.
would be more useful.
Well, and stuff like the simple questions that maybe she's already made or like
Mhm.
already answered in other interviews. Like I understand you want to be different when you get that opportunity, but
Yeah, that's true. But
what I would rather repeat a question she's already answered than ask these dumb questions that you're asking because it's just it's not there's no integrity. It's just like I don't
yeah,
know.
like better
Pretty for
questions like
Flint,
do you
like don't
yeah, I know. Like better questions like you want to be on the podcast kind of thing, you know what I mean?
right.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, like you want to come on our podcast, you want to come on
right.
council,
Yeah. Alan's Movie
yeah, yeah,
Talk Council, Party Nation, all of them. Come on,
Party Nation.
you know what I'm saying? You're gonna get that opportunity. Do something better with it than what you're doing. So
Honestly, realistically, Alan, I think we would have. It would be a pretty good podcast if we got any kind of person like that on. I think.
I would ask questions that are actually not stupid and like real conversation. Not and I know they can only get like two seconds, right?
Yeah,
Usually
yeah.
only one or two questions they get to ask, but
Mhm.
that makes it worse to me because it's like you only get a finite amount of time to talk to her, and that's what you're asking. Like I don't know, it's ridiculous.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so any last thoughts on the film before we move on, or
No, we'll see what happens going forward. I'm also curious about hopefully the writer of the film, which I don't think was necessarily like there was direction and writing involved with that issue
yeah,
with the issue of the film. But it makes me a little bit worried with her also being attached to Teen
Wonder Woman.
Titans and Wonder Woman that I'm
Yeah.
like, I'll see what happens, but I'm not too sure right now. You know what I mean?
I
So
feel like maybe she should let's take a step back on Wonder Woman, maybe because that
yeah,
one's a little bit more important.
yeah.
Once we get there, Teen Titans,
She
maybe
could
I'll
take
let
a
her.
crack at it.
I can
Yeah.
let her take a crack because that one's kind of a little nicher, right? It's not like the mainline things. And I'll just say one thing too. I think if Man of Tomorrow and Lanterns aren't successful, we're gonna have to have some conversation about James Gunn here. I'm just
Yeah.
being honest because like even Superman, I liked Superman more than Supergirl.
Mhm.
It wasn't a knockout. Not everyone loved it. It wasn't like this universally praised movie like we thought maybe we were going to get. So
Yeah.
it's time to have some conversations at that point. I like James Gunn. I do, as a filmmaker.
Yeah. Me
Like,
too.
I'm not a hater, but I don't know how much, like, I don't know about James Gunn, the CEO of DCU. I know of James Gunn as the director and writer. CEO running the ship, I don't know. I'm still like, the jury's still out in my eyes, and so far it's been a little rocky so far.
Yeah.
So,
We'll give it some time,
Yeah.
just based on these next two projects, or I guess three, but still, I think you're
Yeah.
right. More the two that you brought up would be the ones to know for sure. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and move on. Next one is going to be Toy Story 5, which I'll start off with this one because I haven't really had a chance to talk about it at all whatsoever since it came out. I'll kind of just give like my history with this franchise. This is my favorite animated franchise of all time, especially from Disney Pixar. Like I have pictures of me when I was 2 years old in like a full Buzz Lightyear get up costume. So like it's been my thing from the beginning. I've loved this series. The first three, in my opinion, were just a perfect trilogy. If they would have ended it after 3, I would have never complained. I didn't hate 4. I thought it was definitely a step down. I didn't hate 4. And I was very skeptical about what we were doing here with 5 and continuing this franchise on. Because I felt like they've said the explanation before. 3 was kind of the end of Andy's story. 4 was kind of like a prologue about Woody and the end of his story.
Yeah.
So when we went to 5, I'm like, okay, well, that clearly wasn't actually the end, and we're just continuing from here.
Well, yeah, we'll see. Maybe another one.
Oh, they're doing 6. This is going to hit $1 billion. I think they already announced it. Yeah, it's already going to pass $1 billion, so they're definitely doing a 6. Especially if you've already done 2 at this point. Like, just do another trilogy.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, just finish it off.
Right. I will say, though, I thoroughly enjoyed 5 more than 4, in my opinion. I think it was much better. Another solid entry. This is the most consistent animated franchise, in my opinion. We're even though I'm not huge on 4, we're 5 for 5, basically. These are all good films. There's no bad films here. I think it's just more what you prefer over, which ones you prefer over you don't. I think the characters, when they get the time to shine, always are great as they've always been. I liked that this film had more of a focus on Jessie. Like she felt more like the main character of the movie. I really enjoyed that. She's always been a favorite of mine ever since her debut in Toy Story 2. So I really liked that. The animation, oh my God, it's beautiful. Like when it started and we were on that island with all the buzzes, I was like, this is gorgeous. I saw it in Dolby and I was like, this is like the creme de la creme. I liked that they put a focus on Bonnie. I really enjoyed that. Because I didn't think we got enough of her in 4. And
weirdly enough, especially it needing to be focused more on her as the kid now. That was kind of odd, right? Yeah.
Right. So it felt more, it's weird to say this, but it kind of felt more like a follow-up to Toy Story 3 than even 4 did. Which like I didn't really expect that.
I mean, they straight up are just like, especially with Jessie being the focus, they're just straight up almost. I feel like it's almost more of a more direct sequel to 2.
Right? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Backstory and stuff. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Especially with where that goes.
I
ain't gonna lie. I was teary eyed at the end. I was like, man, we're getting deep here. Well, and just that arc too, because like that, I had rewatched the films before going to see this one, and like, how emotional and devastating that was for Jessie's character in 2, like to kind of circle back and get a happy ending on that. I was like, wow, that felt great. It felt great. Yeah, it was very emotional there. I really liked how they dealt with tablets, like in technology, and that, the conversations they had there. As a parent, I was a little bit iffy on how they portrayed parents with technology. Now I understand a lot of. I've seen the argument that some have had about how this is kind of like it's meant to be a wake up call for certain parents. As someone who doesn't allow my child to abuse stuff like that, I was like, okay, this messaging's a little mixed for me, but whatever. And then we talked about Jessie's arc and everything like that. So there was a lot I liked about it. I have a couple of negatives, but I'll kind of let you go into what your positives were, if you had anything different or had any other thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm sorry, I guess I'll echo a little bit, but yeah, I wanted to emphasize, like, yeah, it was amazing. I love the switch to making Jesse this main character, which I realized too. I mean, since you already rewatched them anyway, I mean, this is the first time we've focused outside of, like, Woody's been really the main character the whole
Right.
time till this point, and I was
Yeah.
like, this is such a crazy change, but in a good way. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I love this so much. I think they gave Buzz more to do here rather than in the last film. I thought Ford gave him nothing to do really with his. Makes me want to. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I would. Yeah, Harrison, I would say watch 4. It's still
yeah.
solid. It's like I said.
Yeah, it's not really bad. It's just like maybe I would say technically out of a that's the thing though, out of a really strong like I love the trilogy. It's just more of a it's just a little bit of a weaker,
Of a step down.
follow
Yeah.
up. And now 5's kind of
Back.
Yeah. So like that's why I think 5 was, and like everything you said is pretty much what I have to say. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Another consistently good entry, which I like.
The highlight too as well was just that the subplot with the buzzes was really awesome. I'm glad they brought something back from 3. I think they scrapped kind of a little bit. Yeah. So that was.
I will say I think on the Buzz side, I was I was mixed. I wasn't like fully positive. I loved everything that we got with like real Buzz when we went, in the multiverse of madness of Buzz. That was a little weird. Just because now I will say the way that storyline comes into the main storyline at the end, I love that. I thought the third act of this movie and the ending, one of the best of the series. Honestly, I think you could put it up there with like 3 and 2, like that original trilogy. I think it was good in that third act. But I will say, like, starting the movie with that, it felt to me, I don't know if maybe you feel the same way. It felt like to me that this movie's been in development, I know, for a couple of years, and they actually talked about the millions of buzzes early on. Supposedly that was supposed to be the villain of the movie. Like they were supposed to be more important and be like kind of the bad guys of the movie. It felt like they completely changed what they were doing with that, but then still kind of left in some of the parts from that storyline. And that's where it felt a little unfocused for me at the beginning. But then, like I said, you get to the third act when they bring it all together, like that scene on the truck. And we're going mild spoilers here. We won't deep dive too much, but the scene on the truck, where the flying buzzes help and get them out of I was like, that was so great. Like that was a classic Toy Story moment for me. So I was a big fan of how they handled that. I will say it wasn't as funny. That's kind of one negative too I had. I didn't laugh as much in this film. There's obviously a toy that was like exclusively pooping pee jokes.
But at least they didn't go too far with it. That one was just it was still like sort of like tamed a little bit, which I'm glad they didn't go all the way where I don't know if you saw there's a new trailer for a Angry Birds movie.
I didn't see
and
I don't have any interest in Angry Birds. I'll be 100%.
That's fine. You shouldn't. I mean, you shouldn't. But the Angry Birds trailer is just full on. Like the ending is just basically just a pee joke the whole time, but it's gone way farther than like what they did in this movie. So but
So that part I wasn't a huge fan of. So like because especially rewatching it, I found myself in the original trilogy like laughing at a lot of jokes even as an adult. Like they early on they did a really good job at like blending in the adult jokes into a kid's film. So I thought that was missing a little bit here. It went a little bit towards the kid jokes, a little bit too much there.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. Yeah.
I will say too, I felt like there was a lot of characters here who got left behind, and this was a problem I had with 4 as well. Like Slinky Dog, Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, Piggy. I don't remember the Piggy.
It's funny. Remember. I don't remember. For some reason, I forget his actual name, and I just remember him as the evil Dr. Pork Chops.
Right. Yeah. And then like Rex too. Like all of them are very sidelined in this film, and it's in place of newer characters, which I will say the newer characters I didn't like as much in this film as I did in 4. I felt like 4 at least had Duke Kaboom, right? Which I thought was great. Which you get him a little bit here, which I liked that they brought him in for even if it was just a scene.
Keanu's like, I'll come back. Don't you worry.
Yeah, Right. Yeah.
That was the Conan O'Brien character.
The
Yes.
the poop one or the
Yeah.
toilet? Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought, but I was like, I know he was a character. I didn't remember which one. So yeah, I felt that was a little bit weak there, but yeah, outside of that though, that's pretty. I mean, I got my notes here. That's pretty much negative wise all I really had. With
Yeah.
the movie, I think it's great. I think it's definitely of between 4 and 5 is definitely the better of the two. I still wouldn't rank it above any of those first 3,
Me
but it's
neither.
not that far off. I will say there's not as big of a gap between. Fuck it. Let's just rank.
Let's do a ranking.
Let's just do it. For me, it would probably be last would be 4. 4 would be 5. And then I would probably go. Oh, it's so hard. That original.
I know the first 3 are harder to rank.
It's so hard. I would honestly probably go 1, 3, 2.
And 2. Okay.
Yeah. 2, I will say, I think as a movie, I think I actually enjoy 3 more. That had me the most emotional out of any of these films.
Oh yes,
yeah, like for sure. And honestly, I have with 2 and 3, they're both very special for different points in my life. 2, it came out when I was 4 years old, so it was like one of the very first theater experiences I ever had. I remember seeing it. I was in like the first 4 rows of the theater. It sucked, to be honest, as a kid. But it's like core, and that was the one as a kid that I rewatched the most was 2. And then 3 was actually the year I met my wife, and that was one of the first movies I ever went and saw on a date.
Yeah.
And she always laughs at me because she's like, "You were gonna cry when they were in the incinerary," but I didn't. But I did it because I was like, it was one of our first dates, so I was like,
"You're like, yeah, I need to be strong."
Yeah. So, yeah, I would say that's probably my order. But like, honestly, it could change any given day. Like,
yeah,
it could change.
They interchange for me too, man. I mean, I do feel like that's what I grew up on too. I mean, I agree with what Harrison was saying too. I mean, it's a flip of a coin some days for those. Because I would say for the longest time, 3 was my favorite. It was my number 1 forever. I got to see it in theaters, obviously, when it came out as well. And I actually realized we're not too far off. Like I saw, like you said, 4 when you were in 1999. So I mean, I'm only 25, so it's not like.
So you're not too far.
It's not too far.
You were born a couple years later, essentially. So you were right after.
Yeah. And so in 3 was like 2010. So I was like, yeah, I loved it. I watched the first 2 on VHS all the time, pretty much like outwent like that was they were
absolutely.
done. Yeah, they were done. But I would say so my ranking would be the last one would be 4, then it would be 5, and then now I'm thinking like nowadays though that's the thing I do it based on rewatchability. And they're all rewatchable, but when I go to is like I think I'd put like 2 at number 3, then number 3 at 2, and then number 1 is number 1, just because like that's just how it's been for a bit for me. So that's just but
that's fair. Yeah,
that's the beauty of this franchise. It doesn't. I don't think there's not really a bad ranking in my opinion. I mean, I would be interested to hear who thinks 4 is the best. Not saying it's a bad one, but I think that would be the only outlier. Because even 5, I've heard people say is kind of like one of their favorites now. So, I mean,
the people I think that would say 4 and 5 are their favorites are probably just like the younger generation. Like this is like their first real experience with seeing Toy Story and like being a part of the release. Because that makes a difference. Like if you're not there when the movie actually comes out and like when the cultural impact happens, it is hard. Like there is something different about that. Like it's not like for me, like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Like I get it if a younger person watches that movie right now and says, "Hey, this is really outdated. This isn't my thing." But like for me, it's just like you had to be there when it came out. Like, and it's like when my parents talk about like Batman 89 and like stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like I didn't experience that. So like a part of me, like it'll never be my thing because it wasn't part of my experience. So
and that's totally fair. That makes sense too. I mean, I have seen it from both angles, both people that are younger than us, than even me and you, and then people that are our age, surprisingly. Not saying it's their favorite, but it is actually on the top 3 now, which is interesting. Which I don't think it's necessarily bad though. 5 is a pretty solid entry now. So I mean, in years' time, I could see why people are going to put it at their top. Which is I was going to say, by the way, just to note that you said your first movie was the Toy Story 2 when you were going to the theater. I think mine was actually Finding Nemo.
Oh wow, okay, yeah, that was a
so
big
there
one
you go.
too. I saw that one in theaters when I was young,
Yeah.
and that was one of my favorites. You know, that early, like late '90s, early 2000s Pixar run was incredible. Like it was, like you said, I had VHSs of all those movies, watched them so many times. Yeah, like that was Pixar's still great now. I'm not going to sit here and hate on these
I like
newer
them
entries
now
either,
too.
but that like early years of Pixar, like there's something about those movies. Like even when I put them on for my kids now, they love them. Like we watched. I haven't taken my daughter to see 5, but we were watching all of the first 4 because we have them home on Disney Plus. And like I didn't think she was going to be a fan of them, but she loved them so and wanted to keep
great.
watching them. So I'm like,
yeah,
they're timeless. They're timeless.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, that just proves how no matter what. Yeah, exactly.
So, and I'll be honest, like as I've gotten older, like animation in general is something that I have kind of not steered away from, but like I'm not like rushing out to the theaters to go see the newest Pixar film. Like it's usually a situation where I'm like, I'll just wait or something. But Toy Story is always going to be one that I'm there day one. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's going down. I agree. Excuse me. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
I agree, Harrison. Truly timeless. I think no matter how old you are, what generation you're a part of, even if they're not your favorite, you can watch them and appreciate how great they are. And honestly, even the animation on the original and 2, I'm like, this is still great animation even to this day.
I think it looks great. They don't seem even. That's even the thing too, is that people might think, oh, people are going to still say it's dated. I mean, even kids that are watching it, like you said, your kids and everybody. Yeah. They don't say anything about it. They're like, man, this looks old or this looks bad. It's like, it's not even brought up, in the conversation.
Right.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. I love it. And yeah, if they announce a 6, I'm going to see it. I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't think anything will ever top those first 3 for me, but I'm still going to be there. I still know we'll do something. They have something up their sleeve. They'll make it good. But
I mean,
I won't be surprised if we get 12 of these movies, to be honest, at this point. Because
it's almost kind of scary. It's not scary, but it's almost like thinking like that's actually quite realistic as much as they're making the money.
Right.
You know, if they keep making the billion, man, it's not going to stop.
Well, and if they're good, which
if they're good.
We're 5 for 5, they're going to hit $1 billion every time. That's basically been proven. The only time that franchises stop doing that is when they make a bad film or bad films. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Like, I mean, look at even something like the Transformers franchise. That franchise was terrible outside of the first one, in my opinion. But it made so much money for so long. We kept getting these shitty Michael Bay Transformer movies. So
yeah, I have a soft spot for those. I mean, I don't like every single one of them either. I love the first one, but I do still have
1
a soft
and
spot
3 for me are the only ones that I like.
1 and 3 are the best quality ones, really, because those are the best quality ones. Because 2 is just like during the writer strike. So I'm like, I get it,
man. And then 4 and 5, I don't really want to talk about. Loved Bumblebee. Loved Bumblebee.
I did love Bumblebee.
Yeah, wasn't a fan of the last one. I can't even remember what it was called.
It was pretty bland.
Yeah, it was like I was kind of when I saw that one, I was like, damn, I kind of would rather have Michael Bay back.
Yeah, it was. That's what's funny. It's coming back, right? We're all like, come on, bring the Bay back.
Yeah. That is true. They're all 90% or more on Rotten Tomatoes for Toy Story the series. Which 5 is the lowest, but I wouldn't agree with that. But that original trilogy, like people don't understand, Rotten Tomatoes for older movies is very skewed. It's not an accurate representation because it just hasn't been around that long. So it's people going back and reviewing and all that stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so we will move on to the next film. Disclosure Day. That was another one. This was actually the one I saw first out of all those bunches of movies, but I didn't want to go right into it. Yeah, because this came out, I think, like almost a month ago at this point.
Yeah.
So obviously, big Spielberg film. I think it was his first one since The Fabelmans, which was 23.
I believe.
Yeah, so it's been about 3 years since we got there. I'll admit my history with Spielberg is kind of mixed. Obviously, I think he has some of the greatest films ever, and his impact as a director to movies, like he's basically the godfather of the blockbuster. Like the blockbusters wouldn't exist, and there was kind of a weird debate when this movie came out about like whether or not that actually ruined cinema for the long term. But I don't know.
I've heard that debate too. Funny enough, my first film class I took in college, which I didn't go to college for film, it was just that I wanted to take extracurricular. they considered those, like, especially the first Jaws for him was high concept films, just like the quick, like, hey, can you say this in like a sentence and that's your pitch basically, and then
right,
you know what I mean? And but the thing is though, man, they just proved it over and over again how good it's been going with it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Since then, I mean, with his particular
films, yeah, he's very hit or miss for me. Like, there's a lot of movies I love by him. There's some that I'm like, like, I wasn't a huge fan of The Fablemans, I'll be honest. That was one where I was like, it felt a little too on the nose, and like he was making a movie about himself, but that's another conversation for another time.
Unfortunately, I haven't seen it, so I can't.
Okay. I mean, it's not a bad movie. Again, with Spielberg, he's a very competent, fantastic director. So like, you're always going to get very great production value on there. So I'll since I started off with Toy Story, I'll kind of have you start off. Did you see this film? I didn't even ask you about this.
Oh no, I did.
Okay.
I saw when it came out. I liked it. The thing is that what's interesting for me is that I actually went out on my way to watch reviews, and actually, I think you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Cody Leach actually did a video on it.
Yes.
And I watched his video as well as this guy named 3C Films on YouTube as well. And I watched both of theirs because they did it without spoilers, and I just wanted to know like what I was getting into because I was going to watch it regardless, but it kind of helped me manage my expectations more going into it. So when I came out of it, I actually quite liked it more than I think most people did for the most part. And I like the way, honestly, dude, it's like the thing is that sometimes Spielberg is probably, I agree. Those are perfect.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that I really do get a lot of Spielberg's like sort of film making like style in this film. Like I loved a lot of the shots. I loved a lot of there's like really nice lens flares that I really loved throughout it.
Yeah.
It looks so good. Yeah. Of course, John Williams' score.
Oh my god.
Fantastic, whimsical. It made me feel like
I feel like that's just a given. Like we don't even have to say it because he's always going to give a good score. Like that's just never not going to happen.
I will say it felt similar to some of the more adventure-y feeling films that he's done, which I don't know. You could determine. You could tell me in a bit what you think about that too. But I think since it wasn't. That's the thing, though, is that everyone going to see this movie don't expect a big alien blockbuster. Like, don't expect it to be like full alien. Like aliens are in there right away. They're gonna be very minimal, but on the purposeful level, because they're more focusing on the lead up to the actual disclosure day rather than like just trying to show you all that like here and there, which dependent on how that sounds to you, that might be your thing or it might not be. That's kind of just the thing to go into it knowing. Like I said, filmmaking wise, I liked a lot of I love the way it's filmed. Acting wise too, let me know if you think I think sorry, why am I hate whenever I know someone's name and I'm just blanking for the quickest second. Emily Blunt's performance. Dude,
fantastic. Oh my god.
She knocked it out of the park. I was
holy crap, yeah.
I was like, damn, the way she
was the standout of the movie by far. Yeah.
Oh, I 1000% agree, man. It just like it was a stand-up performance, something I haven't seen in a while from her. Like she's a great actress. I just think like of a more recent performance, that was like something I was like, damn, that was really good. That
was really good, yeah.
That was really, really good. Any of the other ones were fine too, of course. Like, of course, Josh O'Connor was fine as his character.
He is slowly becoming one of my favorite actors.
Yeah.
Between Challengers, Knives Out 3, and now this, I'm like, he has been putting in some really great performances. And like I don't know, he's not like the most like I don't know, but like bodacious personality, right? Mm-hmm. Or like when you think of a movie star, like he's not the go-to guy.
Yeah.
Just something about him. It's like he's a very consistent actor. It's like every time you get him, he's gonna do a good performance.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah, he's had some there was some earlier stuff with him that I had seen too before Challenger. I think it was like a movie named Lee and some and then Emma. I think he was in Emma as a character. But otherwise, I agree. In his most recent work.
Oh yeah. I think Challengers was like, I only say that one because I'm like, that was kind of the one that like really put him on the map and like told everyone like, because they got a lot of buzz and like it was a lot of people saw it. Like that was the one where like, okay, he's arrived, he's here. Like it's go time for him.
No, that makes sense. I understand that. That's like a movie that stands out for a lot of people that people probably saw and were like, okay, now I know who this guy is. Wake Up Dead Man was great, and I also think The Mastermind he was really good in. That's another film. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, sorry. Oh, I was gonna say just came up. Coleman Domingo,
Yeah.
dude. Coleman Domingo, like in any movie, man,
He's so good.
He it doesn't matter who he plays, what he is, or anything. I just love seeing him, man. He just puts on such a
he's great.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Like
well, because we got him as obviously Joe Jackson in Michael. He was fantastic in that. I don't know if you watch Euphoria, but he plays a prominent character on that show. And like
that one episode, the single episode with him and Rue just talking in the diner. Oh man.
Oh my god. And and they just wrapped that show. And like his role in the last season, I don't know if you've seen it yet. He is so instrumental in the final episode, and it's so good. Like it's one of the most satisfying things ever. I'll just say that.
I'm a completionist, so even I wasn't gonna skip it. I was still gonna watch it. Hey,
what's up, Kyle? How you doing? Yep.
Kyle. But yeah, I wasn't gonna skip on that. But yeah, Coleman Domingo in this film, like though he isn't the main focus, still Hugo as a character was pretty interesting. Still, I liked him a lot.
I agree.
I was gonna say I just rewatched the Candyman 2021 as well, and that was something I love Coleman Domingo in as well. Oh man,
yeah.
But
I wasn't a huge fan on that movie, but I liked him in the movie.
His performance,
yeah,
top notch. So performance wise, good. Filmmaking wise, good. I will get into the plot now because that's probably what more people are thinking of. I'm not going to give out too many spoilers.
I want to really quick. There was a couple of things that I notated we didn't talk about that I just wanted to go over.
Oh yeah,
into like actual story. I really liked, and I guess this kind of plays into the plot too. The conversations they had when it comes to like implications and like religion about the reveal of aliens, I thought was really interesting. I've seen people say that this movie felt like it should have been made like 10 or 15 years ago, and I really don't agree with that. No, especially right now with like UFOs and stuff is becoming much more prevalent. Our government basically confirmed that they exist not too long ago, but like
we don't care apparently.
Yeah, and no one cared about it. But like this obviously plays it a little bit differently. So I really, really liked that. Like you said, very well made cinematography, direction, everything from Spielberg. Always great. This felt to me like a return to like the kind of like late 90s, early 2000s, mid 2000s blockbuster. Yeah. I really love these types of movies, and we don't ever get them anymore. So for me, cherish Steven Spielberg for as long as he's here. Give him his flowers. That's pretty much all I had to add besides what you said. I agreed with everything else you said, though, too.
No, you're good. I actually am glad you brought that up. I really enjoyed Disclosure Day, far from perfect, but enjoyed it. Yeah, I agree with you, Kyle. I was going to say on top, I agree with you, man. Steven Spielberg made me feel like his earlier works again. You know what I mean? Like I felt like I was back there. Right. Especially like weirdly, even though it is his like it's his direction, it's his cinematography, it's all that, but also like with his, of course, like he always has to have it, and that's the point. John Williams adding into it, it just the whimsy gave me that feel again. You know what I mean? That's what it felt like in the movie, and that's why I really enjoyed this film for what that was. So yeah, I mean, we could get into story if you want. Yeah.
I'll say for me, I'm not negative on these things that I'm going to talk about. I think it's just more a little bit mixed. You talked about like expectation, right? Going into this film. I am someone like my rule is I don't watch any reviews until I see the movie, right? Because I don't like, and it's very easy to do in the social media age that we live in. It's very easy to read reviews and have a certain perception about a film before you go and see it yourself. So like I started this a couple of years ago, and I think for me it helps because it makes it like it's just my idea of what I'm expecting. There is, I don't think, any debate. This movie was kind of misleading in its marketing and what it actually was. Particularly, and it's not Spielberg's fault, so I'm not blaming him. The fact that they did that little clip where they revealed what the alien looked like before the movie released, that shot is literally in the last 10 minutes of the movie.
It is in the last 10 minutes. Yeah.
Like, why did they show that? And I think that's where the disappointment is coming from for a lot of people from the film, is that they expected this to be a, I don't know, War of the Worlds alien invasion style film. Yeah. And it's more about the like philosophical debate of discovering aliens and, like you said, leading up to the reveal of them. So that's kind of for me, like that was my expectation. So I will say for me, I was mixed on it because I was like, I would have kind of liked the movie they were selling it as, but I
Yeah.
didn't hate, but I still liked what we got, right? So
Uh-huh.
even though my expectations weren't there for that, I still enjoyed what we got there, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And funny enough, it's been a while since I've actually tried to watch a review before a movie. This has
Right.
been the first one in a while I've done that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And that's just only because I was hearing about it and I was just curious about like more how I should feel to go, and not how I should feel, more like what am I getting into? Because I also was wondering about the marketing and I was like, are they really going to be presenting this as what they are? Because
Right.
I've had it happen to me where I think you know this, I might have talked to you about it, where 28 years later, I like the movie, but I think they mismarketed that a little bit in terms of like how horror was going to be, like how much horror was going to be, and how much more zombie thriller kind of vibes when it was more of like a family drama.
Yeah, I'm the same way, Harrison. I try to avoid.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good rule of thumb too.
Like,
I shouldn't.
Trailers I can't really avoid. I go to the movies way too often, and I can't like. I'm not gonna not walk in when the trailers are playing, right? So
it's like you just go la 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 la. Yeah, no.
Yeah, right. But reviews, I want to avoid because it just. I don't want to be influenced in any way, shape, or form.
It's kind of interesting too, because for this film, I wasn't not looking forward to it. It was just more like, so like Evil Dead Burn, not even a lick of me wanting to ever watch a review for that because I just want to go into it. Blind.
Yeah,
like that's the thing. It's like certain movie, like there's a lot of movies. Most movies I don't care to watch a review because I'm like, why the hell do I care about that review? But for some reason, for this one, I did that. Right. But it made me like the movie more going into it. Not because of anything they said. They didn't get into spoilers. They didn't even really necessarily say they disliked it or hated it or really liked it or really hated it or whatever, you know. So going into this, I just came out more, I think probably liking it more than I thought I would be. Just not more, like it's not to say either way. I just think that it was just something there. But by the way, I think that the story was pretty cool. I like the way it kind of like it kind of came together by the end with who characters were connected to, because no one should have to hear our spoilers for this necessarily, because I think it's a good movie to go in not knowing any of that stuff. Yeah, going in blind. Yeah. So besides what you brought up, which was literally in the trailer, I don't know why they showed that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why they
I don't think it was a trailer, but it was like a video. It was the I don't know who it was that made it.
It was like a TV spot or something.
It was something. It was like a clip or something. Like it was intended to be shown just for the reveal. And I was like, that was so stupid to show that. Like you did not need to show that in any marketing.
No, they shouldn't, because that would have been better for you and everyone else
to
like
see in the movie. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So characters, how they connect to each other by the end. I think the philosophical talk of it. Yeah. I also think that, though I will say there's a little criticism for me in some regard for like how there was a brought up about the religion involved with people, how it would affect them in terms of like what they believe in and stuff.
Right.
I think that should have been talked about a little bit more. I felt like it was maybe one conversation and it just didn't really talk about it as much. Okay, but the ideas in your head the whole movie, so it's not necessarily like you don't have to be pounded.
You know what? So and this was a project I just had saw for the first time. It's much older. Have you ever watched Midnight Mass?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Like I just watched this for the first time like last week. Loved it. It was absolutely fantastic. That's this, like, I know it was maybe done a little too much in that version, but like I would have loved those types of conversations here, because and I'm not a overtly religious person myself, right? But I just loved that style of conversation. Like I think that's such a good conversation of debate that could have been, like you said, explored a little bit more in this film.
Yeah. It just felt like it was a bigger topic of discussion because it was when the character was talking to, and then they had the bag and stuff. So I was just kind of more like, they talked about it then, didn't bring it up later. Right. I mean, but like that's the thing. Just that's a criticism more on like expanding on some material you have going on in their film, which I'm glad you brought up in that Mass. The talk about aliens would have been probably more interesting than the way they talked about like Midnight Mass is great with the dialogue for those scenes.
Yeah.
Here it would.
And I think it was more because that one obviously had mystery, right? In Midnight Mass, because like you didn't know. Well, I mean, we knew as the audience, but like the characters didn't know what was actually happening. So you know, that's why I think it was interesting there. But that's just more of an example. Obviously, not it can't be used in the way it was in Midnight Mass. But that's like when I get those sit down conversations that the Monsignor and I don't remember the main guy's name had, but like something like that. And we didn't really get much of that, but that's that's fine with me. A lot of people forget director. That's true. Yes, that's very true. Except like big name directors like Christopher Nolan. I would expect Steven Spielberg to be one of those directors personally, but in this day and age, that is a good point, Kyle. Like a lot of these directors don't really have control on what gets shown in the trailers. So, it is what it is.
I think probably some stuff just slips through, sometimes.
Right. Well, in thousands of people work on these movies, right? So it's like that could have got released and Spielberg had no idea about it, right? Like that's very much realistic that happened. So I'll just go into
go ahead. He went Jay Jonah behind the scenes and was like, "Oh,
that's true. That's very true." So I'll just kind of go into the other things I had notated that I was a little bit mixed on. I would say the pacing of the movie wasn't my favorite thing in the world. I thought the opening was good. I thought the third act and the ending was very good, which you had mentioned before.
Yes.
In the middle, it did meander a little bit for me. I don't think the movie needed to be like 2 hours and 40 minutes. That I was like, I feel like there was like a 2-hour version of this film that would have been great, and one of Spielberg's best there. And maybe this goes more into what I was expecting out of the movie. I would have liked a little bit more, like where the film ends, and the scene I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I would have liked a little bit more about like the reaction, and because that was such a key focus was the reaction of this information. The fact that we didn't get to see that, I was like, ooh, I would have loved to have seen where that went, even if it was only 10 or 15 more minutes. I would have loved to have seen that, and that kind of goes in with my pacing thing too, where I'm like, well, you could have cut some of that stuff in the middle to then add some to the end to get into that a little bit, but.
Yeah, like how will this affect work for us tomorrow?
I ain't going to work. That's what.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, what would we do, man?
Who's going to work that next day, right? Yeah. And yeah, just checking. I think expectation checking going into this movie is a big one. I'll say it's not my favorite Spielberg. It's probably not even really in my top 5 or 10, if I'm being honest. It's good. It's very good. But Spielberg has a lot of great stuff too. So
he's a lot.
Yeah, like saying it's not a top 10 Spielberg film. If this was any other director, it'd probably be one of their best, right? So check your expectations going in. It's more about the conversation, more about the debate, not really about the alien stuff. So as long as you know that, great performances though. So
no. I'm
gonna be pissed.
That's not. Yeah, we're not gonna get it. That should be the Indy.
Yeah. But like that is a performance I look at and I'm like, yeah, the Oscars would pick Emily Blunt over Indy Navarrete, even though I think Indy was better. They would pick her over that. So.
I hope so, Harrison. I hope so.
Hey, yeah. If they give me hazard pay or something, yeah, I would go to work. To be honest,
I would hope
at
so.
that point. But yeah, so go ahead.
No, sorry, go ahead. I was gonna say that they did have some like the clips and everything they showed by our disclosure. That was really cool. I thought, but like you said, we need to get a little bit more by the end of it.
Yeah,
just kind of see. Yeah,
and this is kind of mild spoilery. I did love that ending sequence where they kind of tied it into like real life events. I really liked that. I thought that was really cool.
Splicing things together a little bit. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I thought that was a little neat. I actually don't think that by the end of it too, I needed to know exactly what they were gonna say. You know who I'm referring to, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't need to know what they were gonna say or what the message was, but I do agree that I would have still liked to see people
like the world.
Make more of a reaction.
I actually agree with you. I think where they let like the last thing that's said in the movie, I thought that was the perfect spot to end with that character. But I would have liked to have just seen like the aftermath of it, right? And known what was going on there.
I will say a little bit opposite of you. I kind of actually didn't mind the pacing. I didn't actually feel that I was dragging too much throughout it. Actually was almost, besides it wanting to know more or wanting to get more off of the like people reacting to it, I was almost just like wanting to just get more of the movie. I was just like, give me some more, man. I could be here for another hour. I mean, at least me, that's just the thing is like, it's just very different, depending on maybe on a different day, I'd feel it would be a little too
different. Yeah. Well, and honestly, like, that's why I say it's more pacing than like the actual length. Like,
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I think there was like more there that I liked. Like there were parts of the movie I liked more than I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to focus in more on those things I liked and not on the things I didn't like.
Yeah.
So like if they did that and maybe just restructured it a little bit, I think it could have been better. But
yeah,
still, again, still not a negative. Like I'm still positive on the movie. So
yeah, well, I'm a little negative because I wish that the Crystal Skulls made an appearance and they did not. So what a disappointment. Don't even watch the movies, guys. Don't even watch this, man.
Okay, on that note, that's a good point to move on.
Oh, sorry, they were interdimensional, not extraterrestrial. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll move on to the next film.
Yeah.
I know you said you didn't see this, so this will primarily be me. And obviously, this is a film that's kind of hard to review because there's really not a whole lot.
I'd imagine no.
We're not going to talk about like cinematography and performances and all that stuff. But first, before I get into like what I thought about this film, I kind of wanted to just like talk about my history with Jackass.
Yeah.
For me, like I'm very much under the impression and vibe, at least with like the younger generation, that this is very much a millennial thing, Jackass and its popularity. I grew up in the MTV era, like watching Jackass religiously. I absolutely loved it. So I've been a fan of basically everything from this series as a whole. And I know it's not for everybody. The humor's not for everybody. It's very lowbrow, poop stunts, getting hit in the nads, getting beat up. It's very Neanderthal-y, type of contact. But I again, and this is another one that I have like very core memories with on everything. But just talking on this one, on the installment, I thought this was a very good last like hurrah for this crew and these people. I thought that there was a lot of moments in this, if you've been a part of this franchise and been along for the ride, I thought there was a lot of moments that get emotional. Like there's even a scene in the film where Johnny Knoxville is kind of talking about the history and what this series meant for him and his life, and he gets emotional, which like he's never a person that we see on camera, doing anything but this crazy shit. So I thought that when it comes to like being the last film in the series, it was very well done. It felt like the final movie, which some of the other ones have not, even though they've marketed them as the final ones.
Yeah.
So I was really good with that. That's kind of the only thing though that really worked for me about this film. A lot of the stunts are not new in this film, and that was kind of pre-marketed beforehand. There's a couple of new ones with some of the younger guys that are a part of the crew now. They came in from the last movie. And there were some that were funny. There was actually one with Steve-O that was really gross. I don't know if you've heard about what it is. I won't spoil. There was one with Steve-O that involved laxatives and Twister that got very disgusting, but it was funny. The way it played out was actually pretty funny.
Okay.
But outside of that, it was a lot of old stuff. It was a lot of stunts that were from like the previous films, though, that didn't make it to the final cut of those movies. So, there was some stuff there. I had good laughs with the film. I don't think it's not, it's not any less funny than any of the other films. I think they kind of did a good job putting this movie together. It's very clear though that the main crew, the people who were there from the beginning, are just too old to be doing this shit anymore. Because they did, like, outside of that one with Steve-O, and even that one with Steve-O, it wasn't really like a physical one.
Yeah.
None of the original crew members do any stunts in this movie that aren't from previous movies. So it was very clear, like, hey, time to wrap it up. And go from there. Yeah, time to wrap it up.
No.
So what about you? Like, what is your, like, do you have any history? Did you ever watch the TV show, any of the movies? Anything?
Funny enough, I only ever watched episodes of the TV show, but I never, unfortunately, never felt interested in watching the movies, weirdly enough.
Okay.
I just,
yeah.
Like, I liked the show when it was on, because it was like one of those, it was like a show I watched alongside a few of my other early 2000s sort of shows, that just kind of fell in line with the same sort of humor I liked at the time.
Right.
And I don't think I dislike it now. I think it still looks funny. It's just more like, I just never saw it in a movie format. I just never figured I'd want to go see it in a theater. Because I was like, I got it on MTV. Why do I need it?
Right. Yeah.
On
right.
TV?
Yeah.
Which at this point, I might as well go see them. But I think I still just felt like I was out of the series for so long that I just didn't feel like it because I like Steve-O, you know, I like Johnny Knoxville, you know, can't get hit by any bulls.
He got a bad concussion in the last movie. That's basically why he can't do anything anymore.
I saw that, and that stun is crazy, bro.
It is, yeah.
I did watch Bad Grandpa when that came out.
Yeah.
Even though that's not like that's.
Well, I was to say, you know, that's like a character from Jackass. It originated in Jackass, so
exactly.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I'm very surprised that they didn't like this series never capitalized on doing like a younger generation version of it. Like I always thought that maybe like a good idea would be to maybe bring the show back, have Johnny like running it, like maybe doing the ideas for the stunts, and then bringing in younger guys to be the ones to actually do it since they physically can't. But I think, you know, that's one thing I said. As much as I love it, I understand it's very much a product of the time it came from. It's not. I don't know if it would hit the same way, right? Like it doesn't seem like it's something that like when I went and saw it, I saw it with my wife. It was opening weekend. We were probably the youngest people in that theater, you know. So like, it's just not. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like a series that I think would translate to the newer generation.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's just like it's for also a channel that also is just not
relevant,
really relevant anymore. You know, MTV used to do all sorts of cool things that I used to like. Obviously, I didn't get to watch them, but sometimes it wasn't as crazy as when my parents would be like, oh yeah, I used to have to record the music videos so I could watch them later.
Right. Yeah.
But I would still see the music videos. I'd still be able to like watch all the MTV stuff. It's just, there was nothing.
It doesn't have the impact of it like it did. No. Well, especially with social media and everything.
Yeah. Cause like the 90s and the early 2000s, obviously when I was watching those early 2000s, I mean, that still resonated with me. Now it's like, and even Paramount owns it. And I'm like, there's nothing to do with it anymore, unfortunately.
Oh, Paramount definitely forced them to do this. Yeah. You can say they bring it up like multiple times in the film that like, Paramount had this idea to do the last movie.
Paramount
kind of did it. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Jeez, I'm surprised there.
I am surprised. Yeah. I don't know how much they think they were going to get from this, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the movies are the budgets.
I guess there's literally no budget. So
there's got to be no budget. So I mean, I imagine they probably made some money. It did, if I remember correctly, seeing the box office numbers, it was like the weakest of the 5 movies.
Oh, okay.
You know, that kind of tells you what you need to know. For me, I mean, these again, core memory. You know, another one for me, like Jackass 3D that came out, I think, in 2010 as well. I was not old enough to see this. Anyway, actually, I was with my wife, who I'm married to now. At the time, then this was when we first met. I was not old enough to see this, so it was playing at the same time as The Social Network. So at the time, like now, all my theaters around me are like super upgraded, but at the time, we had like the super old style theaters. So we went and saw The Social Network, paid for a ticket for that, and then turned around and snuck in to Jackass 3D to see it. So I didn't even pay for the ticket, but I saw it. And like it was when they would keep it was when it was 3D and they would keep the bins outside of the theater. So I just like walked up, put my hand in there, grabbed 2, gave her 1, and we just walked in. It was really great.
I loved it.
But I only saw that one and then this one. The last one even I think came out during COVID. So I don't even remember if there was
it was 2022.
Yeah.
It was still around.
I don't even remember if that was in theaters. I mean, I feel like it probably was, but I don't think I saw it in theaters.
No, it was. I think I remember it.
Okay.
It was supposed to be in 2020, but they rescheduled it to 2021, and then
that's actually a good point, Harrison. So that's what I mean. Like they could make it work. You know? They could. I mean,
it's very clippable now, right? For TikTok and stuff.
Yeah.
I figured
it probably wouldn't work in the typical TV sense, though.
No, probably not. And you know, it's funny. I'm reminiscing now. I'm like MTV. I was going back to not my catalog. Like I own it. The catalog. Yeah. I was like, damn, which is crazy because I'm like, why was I watching this reality shows back in the day? Like, you know, I was watching Jersey Shore. I was watching, what's it called? The Catfish Show. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Just some classics from
classic
MTV.
stuff. Yeah. That was like too. That was kind of even when they were on the way out a little bit. Like those shows kind of saved it in that late 2000s era, and then after that, it was.
I mean, you got so many like Teen Mom and all that
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
stuff. It's like,
Which
what
that's
the hell?
another one. Like, why are teenagers watching this?
I don't know, because honestly, I was it was like the thing where it's like it's on TV, so I was like only watching it because it was on, but I was
There,
like,
yeah, yeah,
you get invested weirdly, and I'm like, what's going on?
yeah.
It probably was an MTV, but there was this one show where the whole concept, it was so scripted, by the way. It was
Yeah.
like this thing where it was either a girl or a guy, and they either had a boyfriend or girlfriend that
Right.
their parents were trying to get rid of and try to set them up with a different
Yes.
girl or
I can't
guy. You
remember what
remember
it's
that?
called. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
don't remember what it's called though. Yeah.
I don't know why, but that was a shit for me back then. I was like,
Yeah.
what the hell? This is
Yeah.
crazy. And now I rewatched one just for the sake of nostalgia, and I was like, God, this is so badly scripted.
So stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Well, even like
Anyway.
Jersey Shore, that was a big one back in my day. Like, and especially, I think I was in high school when that came out, so like I was really, really popular. And anytime I see like replays of it, I'm like, why was I watching this?
It brings back our memories, but
Yeah.
it's like, what were we watching?
Yeah. Sometimes nostalgia helps for like in a good way, and then other times I'm like, what the hell was I doing? Why did I like this? Yeah.
Like I'll get off of the subject, but it's not MTV related, but around the time when I was younger, you remember Ghost Whisperer?
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. I rewatched an episode that I was super scared of it because back in the day it was Bloody Mary episode.
Yeah.
And I was just, for some reason, me being that kid that's just scared of whatever. Now I love horror movies and everything, but back then I was like, I had to turn my mirrors around.
Yeah,
I couldn't look at anything. I rewatched it. I'm like, what the fuck was I?
You're like, this is nothing compared to what I watch now. Yeah.
This is crazy. I can't believe it. Anyway, but yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. So no more thoughts. Like I said, Jackass is not a great movie to get like critic on. It's not too much to it, but I would say if you enjoy the series, give it a watch. It's a nice little emotional send off. I think you'll have fun with it. So
yeah, ask Robert Ebert, and he'll probably tell you who loves them. I think.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Yeah. So okay, so we're gonna move on to kind of more topics. Movie topics that have kind of came out. It's been a little bit of a lighter week. Not really too. There was a couple big things, right, that we're gonna get into, but not too much that's happened. The biggest one. This is not movie related. We're gonna go kind of on the video game side here. No more discs from PlayStation. I'm going to pull up the article here really quickly.
Yeah.
1 second. Sorry.
Talk about nostalgia again, man. Just
yeah. I didn't think that would be a thing that
I'd have to face.
Yeah. Here, hold on, let me get it pulled up here. Oh, where'd it go? What is going on? Okay, sorry. Technical difficulties here, people.
It's okay.
Why is this
but yeah.
Going? Let me try it again. Sorry. But yes, PlayStation basically announced that they are no longer going to be releasing games physically, which I think is a very huge blow to both the video game industry and the movie industry in general.
I mean, I think it's still the biggest draw for people to even still want to get consoles today is to still have a disc.
Right.
Cartridges.
Right. So they're ending production of physical games for all new games, and that'll start January of 2028. So we still have about, a year and a half roughly until this is actually going to go into effect. I'm going to pray to God that maybe they change their mind and realize they're idiots for doing this. But this is just not good all around. And I'm saying this as somebody who, on the gaming side at least, I really don't even buy physical anymore. Only because, for storage, I have a family now and stuff, so it's hard for me to have physical discs for movies and also physical games. I just don't have anywhere to put everything. But there's obviously a million different benefits, for having physical in general.
Yeah.
So I'll kind of have you start off with this, Ian.
No, you're good. Don't worry.
I'll have you start off and kind of give your general thoughts. What we obviously pretty negative on this and what we think.
Yeah, it's just it's going to be a thing where it's going to be followed by other companies. Luckily, Nintendo has said that they will continue to make cartridges and games, so that's still something to look forward to. But the thing is that I grew up with PlayStation. I got discs. I still even though what you're saying, you haven't bought a physical game in a while. I understand the concerns of storage and everything is kind of a big deal, and I understand that too. I think even if I ended up getting my own place or getting my own place with other people too, it's just kind of the thing where I'd probably still try to make like that doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying like I'll probably just I'll just stack them in they'll be my bed. It's okay.
Yeah.
But no, I'm so disappointed, man. I knew it was gonna come at some point, unfortunately, but I still buy physical games. I just bought another physical game that was literally a PlayStation game. And also you get better deals on games that are physical too. I think I just see that they're also not going to help with the pricing because people think they think that, oh, it's going to be digital, it's going to be cheaper, but don't buy a game if it's on sale online, but out of pure convenience, ideally. Yeah, I do it sometimes for games too. I will say I'm not one that doesn't not get digital games. I do get some digital games here and there. I don't get them for the full big releases for stuff. Like I usually try to get physical for those. I usually get digital if it's like for smaller things and things that are not available like on the current generation that they're re-releasing. And I'm like, oh, I'll get that. But man, dude, this is not going to help at all. People are still complaining that, remember, we don't own our games really at all anymore either. That's another thing too. Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
I was gonna add this thing because you talked about other companies following suit. Essentially, Xbox announced they didn't announce it. It's basically being reported that they're also going to make their next generation console discless as well. They're at least going to offer a feature that allows you to get a digital version of any discs that you own, which I don't think is terrible. I think that's actually like kind of a middle ground. Yeah, that's a middle ground, at least for me, where, okay, at least at that point, then I'm not losing my game completely, because that's what it's going to be for most people. For me, like I kind of talked about it on console when we brought up this topic. I have 2 consoles in my house. Mm-hmm. I have an original PS3 that I found a couple years back. I don't even want to talk about what I paid for it. I paid a hefty price for it, but it's the original one that was backwards compatible with PS2 and PS1 games.
Yeah.
And then I have my PS5 where I can play PS5 and PS4 games. So like between 2 consoles, I can play any generation of PlayStation that I want. By the PS6 going digital, I lose out. I basically have to have a third console if I want to keep that.
Yeah.
And do that. And I'm like, that's just anti-consumer. And Harrison mentioned it. You kind of mentioned it too. Having other avenues to get discounted games and other options to get games allows for competition.
Exactly.
The way it's working right now with these consoles, there's basically no competition. You either buy from the PlayStation or the Xbox store, and that's it. Which means someone posted like a thing the other day about how at Walmart right now, God of War Ragnarok is $30 if you get a physical copy. On the PlayStation store, it's still at full price $70 when that game came out 3 years ago.
Exactly. I know.
That's only going to be negative for the industry as a whole. So
and you figured that because they're not having to make the plastic to put it in, like putting the box and the covers, the art sometimes. Yeah, version of that Deadpool game. Oh yeah, I forgot.
I have that. I have it on PS3 as well. But yes, they took down the digital version and it's not there anymore.
I mean, that's the thing too, is that that's just it is unfortunate. Funny enough, I literally have they're not all plugged in, but I switch out my plugs, but I have my PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, my Wii, my Wii U, my Xbox One, and my PlayStation 5 and my Switch. They're not all plugged in. I don't have a Fire in my house yet, but they're there that are sitting there because I just like to switch between them, which is kind of a hassle, but it's worth it in the long run.
Do it, yeah.
Having this happen, man, it's just like the further generations that go on means that we're just gonna have less and less, and that means less and less we own, dude. We don't own these games. These are like licensed now to play the games.
I do want to push back on that because I've seen a lot of people say that there are a lot of disc games nowadays that aren't like that either.
Oh, so like
that's
true.
Like it's
they
more
need Wi-Fi to download the rest of the game, so not all of it's on the disc.
There are discs. There, and I'm assuming that even in this last year and a half, that's probably like there's going to be games that do that. Like even look at GTA 6. They just did that with GTA 6, where they're selling a box, but it's only got the digital code in it. There's no actual physical disc. Like
I mean, even Nintendo is trying to do a compromise with people, and I don't like the game key cards still.
Right.
And I haven't bought any of them. I just know I don't like the idea of it because it's still like I don't own this, man.
Right.
I still have to download the whole majority of the game through your through Wi-Fi, and so, which is not a big deal because we all have internet. But the issue is that once they do take down the game, just because you have the disc doesn't necessarily mean you can still play it all.
Especially when they're doing like if it's a version of the disc that's internet is required for you to play.
Yeah,
I hate that too. Yeah, that is just that you don't own. That's basically the same thing as owning it on digital. Which is why I say, like, for me, even though I don't have as many physical games as I did, it's still something I have a priority for. I actually had this ready. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to show you this.
No, you're
good. I have this. I don't know if you could see it. This is
yes, I can see it.
Gamefly.
Yeah,
I don't know if you know what this is.
Oh, dude, love the commercial. I used to get Gamefly all the back in the day.
So I still do that because I play all the new games, right? But I'm not paying $70. And then if I don't like the game, especially, I don't do that. That subscription for me, I'm no longer going to have to pay that come 2028 because there's no point because I can't,
Yeah, that's
because there's not going to be physical games. So like that service for me, because I like to be able to rent a game and try it before I pay full price and buy it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to have that option.
No,
and that's the part that for me is the most frustrating because now it's going to become a monopoly. Like there's nothing we can do. Like Sony and Microsoft will be able to do whatever they want, which I think we have to have a kind of uncomfortable conversation. There's going to have to be some type of like legislation or government interference to
there has to be, man, because we're at the point now that it's like I think, and there is, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that there's already like some, not in America. I was reading that too. Yeah, you can't play them. But I was going to say there has to be, right? And I know there is one case going on that's not necessarily because it's in relation to this. I think it was that for an older game, they took down the servers for the game or something like that. And I think there's something going on with some lawsuit going on with that, which we'll just have to have a lawsuit at some point, or not lawsuit, but we're going to have something be passed for this probably.
Right.
Because what they were saying is that I bought the game. I should still be able to play the game as I still own it. And this is for somebody that would actually still have the disc for it and everything.
Right.
Because once you have that, you should be allowed to play it, but they're just being like, no, because not just this is, remember, Sony also took down their movies because of the licensing.
Yeah. There was like 500 or something like that movies that they took away from the store.
So as beautiful, like that's why it's like you want to keep.
You got to keep physical media. Like, yes,
I just bought Darkman Trilogy. Don't ask me why. But I got Darkman.
I'll be honest. Like I'm the type that I will. Then there you go. I'm the type. I'll buy both. I'll be honest. Like I'm really bad with my money when it comes to like movies. Like Obsession just dropped on digital. I'm like I'm not waiting a month and a half for the Blu-ray. I just bought the version. I was like I don't really care. I'll only do that though for movies that like I really like and I really
like you're like again. I need to watch it already.
Yeah. And yes, actually Jason had brought this up on console on Wednesday. Basically the Friday the 13th game didn't have any servers. It wasn't live anymore. So on PC, they made their own server and it's not legal. It's an illegal version of the game basically.
Yeah.
And they're bringing it back and they're playing their own version of it.
And
which at this point, it's like I'm usually against piracy, pretty strongly.
Yeah.
But
it's
a PC ain't looking that bad right now.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. PC gaming. Well, I mean, I should get a PC anyway, but I was gonna say that I feel like this. I don't know how much is gonna sway away people for wanting to even purchase consoles because I feel like in my head I'm thinking that it should, but it probably won't.
It probably won't. Yeah,
and that's the unfortunate part is that I wish.
Well, especially when you got the studios. Like look at GTA. GTA is not going to come out on PC for like a year or two, right? Like when you have the studios hand in hand with consoles like that, it's always going to be the leading thing. It's always going to be the most popular way to get it.
It frustrates me to no end because I know damn well that it's because since they still have their exclusive rights to their own games, whenever there's a new Ratchet and Clank game or a new Spider-Man game,
correct,
I'm going to want to get the new console because that's the only way to play it. That's the only way. Yeah. And I don't want to be that person, but I know that that's unfortunately they're forcing your hand up basically because they're like, well, you're not gonna be able to play it anywhere else, kind of thing. And I'm
saying this, and I have already pre-ordered Marvel's Wolverine that comes out in 2 months. You know what I mean? So
I can't wait to get that.
That's but that's that's a prime example. It's like that's Insomniac. That's only going to be on PlayStation. If it comes to PC, it's not going to be for a year or two. I'm not going to not play it for 2 years because of that. So it's that's why I say it kind of has to. It has to be a situation where legislation gets involved.
Yeah.
And, they present legislation because they're not going to do anything. They're going to continue to see the limits that they can take and try to do as much as they can.
Because they don't need to be doing this. And we know this from the beginning. They never needed to start doing this ever because they don't need to. They're just doing this because in some way it saves them a few bucks maybe. Because, they have charts that go up. There's this tiny little blip, and it's not even that much.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, no, we need to get that higher. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't think it's a scenario where I don't think it's more about we're saving on the cost.
No. Because that doesn't cost them anything.
It doesn't cost anything for them to produce.
Yeah, it doesn't cost them anything.
It's like what we talked about earlier. It's a way for them to corner the market and be the only show in town when it comes to getting these games where Walmart can't offer a discount, GameStop can't offer a discount. You know what I mean? Amazon can't offer a discount without them.
Yeah, and it's funny that GameStop was there for me when I was a kid, but I will say I do not like them as a company now.
No,
and that's why I'm totally fine if they go out of business because of this. Which I don't want that to be because I want us to still have the physical games, but at the same time I hate GameStop a lot. I'm like, get out of here, man. There's just but no, for sure this is just the worst because it's also going to be a thing too where you have kids obviously, and I would want kids, and that's just the thing about that is that they're never going to be able to experience what we had, where
having a physical game, being able to I grew up with friends and even myself where my family couldn't afford a game, right? Or couldn't get a game. And my friend had it though. And after my friend played it for a couple of weeks, I borrowed from him for a couple of weeks. Yeah. You can't do that with digital. And that's what I mean. That's where it's it's not the production that's really they're trying to save money on. It's how many times they can charge for this game, right? How many I know people who only buy games when they're on sale. That's exclusively how they game. They're only going to buy the game when it's on sale, no matter how much they want to play it. They'll wait until it gets discounted to go play it.
Yeah,
and go buy
it. And they won't, and they just won't do it.
They won't have that option. Yeah,
no, because they keep it full price, like you said. Ragnarok's on sale at Walmart or whatever, but it's obviously still full price digitally. Which that's how they're going to corner it. They're like, well, where else are you going to get it?
Exactly.
You can't get it because look, movies are. I don't know from experience, but movies are easy to, very, very easy to
get
your own copies of.
Yeah.
But games, you can't do that, man.
Yeah.
They're not easy.
Well, no, you can. There's ways.
But they're just harder.
For sure. Yeah.
It's just way harder.
It's not as simple, right? You have to have a PC that's able to withstand playing.
True.
You have to have a gaming PC to even do that because it's the same situation as if you bought the game normally. You have to have a PC that can run the game and can actually do it. And then you have to find the avenue to do it. And that's, from my understanding, I don't do it personally. I know people who do.
Yeah.
It's not easy. So it's not as easy as, like you said, getting a movie or a TV show or something.
Yeah. I have delved into possibly, maybe, not likely, but maybe having things that, are currently only streaming that never got a full release.
Yes. Yeah.
Like a TV show that I love that let's say, for example, a cartoon that I used to love watch, maybe had a superhero involved, I don't know. But it's only on Disney Plus, and I'm like, well, I want the series to own, and now I own it. And no one can take it away from me. So that's kind of what I wish games were still like, but they're not.
Yeah. And I would like to sadly say, oh, well, movies are going to follow suit and start doing it, but it's been happening with movies even longer than it's been happening with games. The switch to digital, because, it sucks. It sucks. Like I said, I'm not someone who is huge on physical anymore like I used to be, but having the option is always a good thing. Having options and it's going to become a monopoly, and like that's never
Yeah.
good. It's never good for consumers. It's never good for anyone except for the people who are making the money off of it.
Yeah, I even think it's also partially like we were saying, we don't technically own the for media preservation. The companies aren't even doing that. Yeah, totally agree.
So I said, look, I don't agree with piracy
But
99.9% of the time, but when you're not giving consumers any options, tough shit. That sucks.
yeah, I know.
You know,
I mean,
like
if you were, we want it,
yeah,
so you could give it to us.
I'm willing to pay for it. That's the thing. It's like I'm willing to pay you the money for it, and you're
Yeah.
taking that option away from me.
And-
That's not it's anti-consumer at its highest.
Yeah.
So
And for games too, I was gonna say that since not even with the discs nowadays, it's not like you actually own most of the game even from the disc.
even that, yeah.
And I was gonna say that I still think that's also part of the company's laziness not to want to try to even make it that like trying to make it that it's available fully on there because they know that oh well when we like just kind of the thing where it's still like partially the company just taking shortcuts and avenues to be like, well, we don't need to put the full thing on there. We'll put part of it on there just because you want your piece of plastic still. And I'm like, that's not why I want it.
Right. Yeah. I want it so you can't strong arm
take it away from me.
Yeah. Or take it away from me. Yeah. Well, yeah. Cause that's the thing too. Like I've never had an experience personally where I've owned a digital game and it's been taken away or a movie, but
not me.
When that option isn't available, like when there's only going to be one or two options of how to get stuff, that's going to start happening. That's what people don't understand. It's only not happening now because of the fact that there are options out there. Once there's no options, that's gone. There's going to be no more.
And
so, yeah,
no more. Just like Peter told Uncle Ben, no more.
Right.
Yeah,
that's what.
Yeah. Sorry,
it's
man.
Depressing.
It's just, it's depressing.
Yeah.
I don't want to see what happens going forward, but I mean, we still have a year and a half, like you said, but that doesn't mean
I don't
think
I'm hoping
happen.
I don't think it's going to reverse the decision. I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think we're going here. I will say though, I think that like with Xbox doing that, where you can get a digital version of your disc game, like where they're setting that up, I think we can bully Sony into doing that at least, where they set up something like that. Where
we can annoy them enough maybe and they'll be like, fine.
It's doing that, yeah. Well, I mean, if you go onto their most recent posts, like their comment section is just obliterating them. I know they got to see that. Like they can't ignore it.
Their social media person's probably like, man, this shit's so annoying. I need to tell somebody.
Whoever it is overwhelmed. Yeah.
Yeah, they're probably like, shit, I need to tell my higher up and they need to tell somebody I need to get all over this, Right. Not because, and not even necessarily because they care, because that's just their job, but they're probably like, man, I can't do this if this is the way it's going to be right now. Yeah. So,
well, when you're supposed to use social media to market other stuff, and it's just being overrun by these comments about this, like you have to do something,
Yeah, I mean, and it's funny because I think that's going to have, like you said, it's going to be the monopoly thing, but it's actually going to be kind of a benefit for like someone like Nintendo, where they have some games still that are fully on their cartridges, and then some games that are just the key cards, but that's still more appealing to just have that option rather than people that are like, well, Sony doesn't even do that. Maybe I should just stick to Nintendo. You know what I mean?
I'll say it. Nintendo has always been very smart about not trying to compete with PlayStation and Xbox, because they basically have just created their own lane where they have their own customers. And the fact that the Switch 2 just came out means we're probably not going to get another console from them for a while.
No,
they're not going to make this change. So they are going to have that advantage over Sony and over Microsoft, for doing that. So, hey, I mean, I have a Switch 1. I don't have a 2. I've never really been like a huge Nintendo guy personally. I have the PlayStation Portal as well, so that's kind of like my handheld thing. But I get frustrated with that too, because like I take it with sometimes I'll take it with me on vacation. But like if my hotel Wi-Fi sucks, I can't really do anything with it. So that kind of sucks.
I've seen the trial and error with that one, and I was like,
I will say it's gotten better, because now like when I first got it, it was only that you could stream directly from your console. So like if your own home internet wasn't good either, then it wouldn't work. Yeah. But they've added it now where you can like just straight stream games off of it. So it's better. It's better now. It works a lot more than it doesn't. So I'll say that. But even then, it's like,
it's funny. And it's crazy too, coming from, I mean, PlayStation, I figured probably would be one of the ones to do it besides Microsoft. But yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate too because it was a company I did like, and it's just kind of like it gives me a sour taste. Is it sour? It's just
it puts a bad taste in your mouth. It's
bad taste in my mouth. Hey, dude, it's funny. I was like looking at it. I was day one for PS Vita when that first came out too. 2012.
Yeah.
I was there 2012 PS Vita.
I had the PlayStation Portal. That was mine.
Yeah, you had the Portal.
Yeah.
The funny thing just was only playing it from my friend. I never had it myself. Just always was able to play it at someone's house or, play whatever. So we won't have those experiences anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. It sucks.
Anyway.
All right, we'll move on to something a little less depressing, and go from there. So the trailer for Robert Eggers' new film Werewolf released. I got a chance to check this out. I didn't see it until a couple days after it released, but I finally got a chance to see it. I was on vacation at the time when it released.
Oh yeah.
I loved this thing. I was like, dude, this thing looks so good. And I'll be honest, I'm someone who is kind of like 50-50 on Robert Eggers films. I really loved The Witch and The Northman. I think those are my two favorite from him so far. I wasn't as high on Nosferatu as a lot of people were. Like that was a big one from 2024, I believe. Yeah, yes. 2024. That was a big one. I liked it and everything. I just wasn't like in love with it. Yeah. Like a lot of people were. I think just in general that like old style of vampire films not for me. Like that's not what I like. Like I'm more of like the modern, like Abigail, stuff like that. Like that's more my style of vampire.
Yeah, that's good.
And I wasn't really a fan of
Lighthouse,
yes, that one. And not it was well made. It was just too weird for me.
Okay.
It was a very weird film. But I will say Robert Eggers is a filmmaker. I really appreciate him because he has his own unique vision and style that you're going to get every single time that he does a film. Yeah. And everything that we got here I loved. The way it's shot, the cast. Obviously he likes to cast a lot of the same people over and over again. I think Aaron Taylor Johnson being in the main role as the werewolf, perfect, like literally perfect. I didn't realize, but his wife in the movie is Lily Rose Depp.
I know
she's got makeup. It took me a minute to recognize that was her. I was like, oh wow. And then obviously you got Willem Dafoe and everything in there. I love it. I love the way too he markets movies because they don't really give you a whole lot, right? No, like they don't really let you know exactly what's happening, but it's enough to really get you intrigued. I was really disappointed as well by Wolfman that came out last year by Lai Whannell. Very disappointed by that film.
So we should have talked about that.
I did like a 20-minute review, destroying the movie because it was so disappointing, especially from Lai Whannell too. Because like I loved Invisible Man. Like I thought that was fantastic. I was actually even a huge fan of the Insidious movie that he did. I thought that was one of the better ones. I think it was 3. Yes. I was a fan of that one. So I really enjoyed him as a filmmaker in general, but that movie was so disappointing.
This is our comeback, I hope.
It feels that's what it feels like. It feels like Robert Eggers is really going to make a great werewolf film here, a modern one, right? And I don't think he's as because like the things I didn't like about Nosferatu, like I said, it was kind of his like remake of the classic film.
Yeah,
this one I feel like he isn't as weighed down by the classic films. Like he can kind of just do his own thing.
Yeah, this is like whatever. Like this isn't necessarily adapting any particular
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's whatever, man. He's in no particular storyline or adaptation he's trying to do for this. This is just the regular werewolf scenario that he's just making himself.
Right.
Yeah, but I agree. I do like a lot of the films. Like I think I've liked all of his catalog so far. It's fine. I get like not being too into like Lighthouse.
So I won't say I didn't like those films. It's just I prefer like to me Witch and Northman. Those are on a tier much higher than what I think of Nosferatu and Lighthouse. I actually think I think Lighthouse is really the one that I'm like I don't know if I actually like that movie. Okay. Truthfully, Nosferatu I liked. I'm just not as big as a lot of other people were.
Okay. Yeah. I got it now. But yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
it's a whatever wolf. But no, I like. I know damn well it's going to be just like Nosferatu, which is perfect because again, the way he markets the movies, like you said, is that he doesn't give you a lot because he wants you to go see the movie. Right. And what's going to be cool is that he's not going to give you any transformation scene. I guarantee you, not up till the movie comes out. There won't be one bit of transformation.
Oh, no. Yeah. Okay. You're saying in the marketing. Yes. No.
Yeah. There's not going to be one bit of transformation whatsoever, which is perfect. We don't need that. No, we don't ever need that. Well, could have wanted to see the Wolfman, so I knew not to go into that movie. But
I was going to say in that one, there really wasn't a transformation. So
no. Yeah. But we should do that some other time. We'll talk.
We'll talk about that one.
But I guess in comparison, that's why we're bringing it up, because the last Wolfman wasn't great. But no. This looks good. I also saw something interesting the other day. It was talking about the werewolf movie and how he got some guys like Oxford professors or something to help with the old English dialogue for the film. Yes. Yeah. And I was like, what a silly guy, this guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like how all of his movies are. Like he's got like very like old style English dialect in all of them. And honestly, when I saw The Witch, I actually saw it when it first came out in 2016. Mm-hmm. And, my movie tastes have changed over time. Yeah. I hated The Witch when I first saw it. I did not like it at all. And like my wife always talks about that because we rewatched, she always liked it from the beginning. And I've rewatched it since and I've really come around on it. I'm like, yeah, it's actually a great movie. And, the difference though, between watching it in the theaters versus watching it at home with subtitles is pretty magnificent. I'll be honest with you. Because there are some moments with his dialogue that I'm like, I don't know what you just said, but we're going to roll with the vibes here. And
to be fair, at me as a person, I need captions for everything. I saw what Harrison said. I agree.
That's how I feel as well.
I need captions for everything because I think most people in every movie seem to be mumbling, and I just don't understand anything anyone's ever saying.
I think that's more with how movies are mixed, like audio's mixed nowadays, because I don't remember having that problem when I was younger. And again, that could be old age. I'm getting old, so maybe
I was thinking I'm hard of hearing now, but I don't think so.
Yeah,
because I'm like,
no, I think movies just aren't mixed with audio as well as they once were. So
yeah, I know people have come around to Tenet, but Tenet was the worst experience ever because I could not hear anything dialogue wise.
I have not come around to that movie. That is still my least favorite Christopher Nolan film.
It's not my favorite either, but I've been seeing people come around to it. I'm going to give it more chances over the years. It's a dream. It was sucked to have to watch it originally because I was like, God, I need captions. I don't know what the hell you're saying, man. Yeah.
I think I did. Was that one that came out on streaming as well?
Yeah, that was streaming, I think, because that was.
It was both. COVID. I thought it was. Yeah, it was both streaming and theaters. Yeah, I don't think I saw that in theaters.
That was in 2020. Yeah, so I only saw it streaming, but still with a family that like two of my parents, even though they're obviously older than me, don't like to have captions, and I'm like, how do you not? I can't
yeah. I can't hear anything. Yeah, like Harrison said, I do believe that. I think some of the theaters don't. I don't think it's necessarily always a movie problem. I think sometimes the theaters don't adjust their audio very well.
Yeah, which is kind of why Dolby kind of is pristine now.
Oh my god,
it sounds perfect. I don't need it ever. Because otherwise, I need them to boost that shit up. I can't hear shit.
Yeah. I was actually talking to, I kind of mentioned it earlier that like I live in an area that I didn't really have like good theaters for most of my life. And like in the last like 10 years, every single theater in my area has gotten redone. So I went from having like old shitbox theaters to having like, I have a theater that has like 4 Dolby theaters in one theater. They just put in an IMAX. I think you saw the video I posted the one time about the Cinemark I go to.
Oh yeah,
it was like huge. They just put an IMAX in there. I just went to that to see Supergirl, which was great. And they just put a 70 millimeter at another theater locally for me as well.
What?
It starts with the Odyssey. Okay. I can't get tickets. It's fucking sold out until for eternity. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to see Odyssey in 70 millimeter, to be honest. But because like it went on sale, and I'm not even kidding. I got the notification. I saw when it went on sale, and literally like 2 minutes later, I went to go look, and all of the screenings were sold out. I was like, I mean, I know like there's a pretty strong movie base in my area, but I didn't think it was that strong. But I'm like seeing a movie in Dolby. I got to experience it before they put in the Dolby theaters here. because like I went on vacation in Florida and went to like one of the AMC's down there, and they had one, and I was like, that is the best theater experience. Like that's the best way to see a movie is in Dolby. The only time I will choose not to see a movie in Dolby is if it's a movie that was filmed entirely in IMAX. Like I'm seeing Odyssey in IMAX.
Me too. Yeah,
that's that's what Christopher Nolan makes movies in. So I'll do it for that. But like any other movie, Dolby. If there's the option, I'm going Dolby. Because to me that's just the way.
Yeah, that's how my friend is too. He only will go to Dolby unless it's like obviously for IMAX, and I do that too. Right. I do tend to go to IMAX really a lot now, and it's more FOMAX. I don't know why. It's just because it's a. Oh wait, you know what's crazy? My theater's weird because we only have one Dolby and one IMAX in the same theater for the AMC. So it's like one can't be playing at the same time as the other. It has to be one or the other. So sometimes like for Mortal Kombat 2 when it came out, there wasn't even an option for me for Dolby because it was only playing in IMAX. It was in IMAX. Okay. So I couldn't even see it in Dolby. So that's kind of sometimes it just is weird that way.
It seems like the chain. So like AMC, Regal, Cinemark don't ever put like more than one, because the one theater I have near me is like, it's called Phoenix. I don't know if it's not really big. I think they have like 12 theaters in the entire country.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the one that has 4 Dolbys in one theater. And I'm like, I've never seen this besides that. But it's great for me because, like, dude, every movie plays in Dolby, basically. I'm like, I don't ever miss movies in Dolby, so I'm happy about it. But I'm like, when it comes, like, when I've went out of town and I've went to an AMC, it's like, there's only one Dolby and, like, one IMAX if it's in the same theater. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. Like, you would think that maybe if they put more in, that would help, with people to want to buy tickets for it, I guess. I don't know.
Because mine's also my closest one is actually a mall one, like it's in a mall.
So that one mine is too.
So that's why I think it's because of the size restraint. That's why they only have one IMAX and one Dolby. But because my local ones, I have 2 AMCs, but the other AMC is also in a mall. So and it doesn't even have the option for IMAX or Dolby in that one because that's just like a smaller one. Cinemark's like the biggest one, but it only has the XD or whatever they got.
Right.
And I don't even think they have IMAX. We have Regal, but Regal's a little farther. Regal's a little farther out. It does have a nice IMAX though. It's not 70 millimeter, but it is a nice IMAX. I was gonna say the closest one for me is like 3 hours away for a 70 millimeter.
Oh wow, yeah. So the one I'm getting is only 70 millimeter. It's not an IMAX, so it's like just regular 70 millimeter. Essentially, yeah. So, but it's in that same theater that has the 4 Dolby. So I'm like, that's kind of crazy that you guys have like 5 premium. Like, there's only like 10 theaters in the whole thing, and 5 of them are premium large format. And every theater in there though, like it's huge. Like the screen is like an IMAX for every single theater. Even the regular 2D ones, the screen is gigantic. So it used to be a Regal too, which like was very strange to me.
Okay.
And then I don't know if you remember, like a couple of years ago, like it was after COVID, a bunch of Regals closed. Yeah. That was the one that closed, and then this company came in and bought it. But it was just weird because I was like, these are very large screens, even for non-large format.
That's cool to like you said, it's cool to have the option now.
So I said, I was like, I'm not in like the biggest town, so I was like, I never had that. And then all of a sudden, like it was like, oh, we're doing this over here and here and here, and I'm like, oh my god! And like they're putting in I don't know if you've ever heard of Cosm or whatever. It's like a sporting / movie. I'll send you a video about it. It's like a virtual reality thing. Have you ever heard of the Sphere in Las Vegas?
Yeah,
it's kind of like a smaller version of that. And I've seen videos about like the Matrix, them playing it there, and like Harry Potter movies, and it looks sick. And they're building one in my downtown next year, and I'm like, damn, I'm getting all this stuff, and I didn't expect it. So
I think it's called something different. I did see something that might have been what you're talking about, because there is a Regal that I went to in my sister's college town that they have a Regal where it was like all the walls had part of the
Screen X. Yeah.
Yes,
we have those too. Yeah.
Okay. But this one's better, right?
Yeah. This is like a complete like full immersion. I'll send you a video afterwards.
Yeah,
it looks really
send
cool.
Me a video.
But it's not, and it's like it's not really a theater. It's for like sporting events, and then sometimes they show movies in it. It's like $60 for a ticket. It's crazy, but honestly, it looks really great.
I'm sure it's worth it to go once in a while, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I saw someone recorded a video when they went and saw The Matrix, and I'm like, oh, that I have to experience this. Like, I have to do it.
I mean, yeah. I was gonna say
Yeah.
something, but
It's
to lead into the next topic.
Yeah, we'll go into the next topic. Okay, so next one was the announcement. I can pull up the article here of a Mr. Terrific show. Why does it keep doing this? Oh, there we go. So they announced that DC has a Mr. Terrific series in the works. Alan Heinberg, is that what it says? From the Sandman is writing the pilot. So yeah, I'll just give kind of, or I went first last time, so I'll let you kind of lead off. What is your excitement level for a Mr. Terrific show?
It's actually, it's not like I'm ecstatic, but like it's pretty cool to see that they're actually going forward with that, because I heard them a little rumblings about it, because obviously after the impact he had on Superman, I was pretty sold if they wanted to do a solo project of him, because I was like, yeah, I want to see Mr. Terrific go crazy again, go. But no, I mean, I think it's pretty cool. It's also cool because I'm sure that they're gonna probably put in more effort, and I mean that in the sense that since that's something that they know people want, they're probably gonna try to do a little bit better with not better, not like they haven't done good. I like Creature Commandos. I don't mind Peacemaker season 2, but what I meant is that they're probably gonna go into it a lot more. Yeah. So. Also, I was gonna say just a little add-on to there. The Jimmy Olsen show sounds funny too. But Mr. Terrific, I'm curious because there's no story details yet, because I'm sure it's not even written a story yet at all.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sure it's just.
I'm assuming if they just announced that they're writing the pilot, then it's probably not done. Not even close to being done. Yeah.
No, which I will give it to Alan. What's his name? What's his full name? Alan Heinberg.
Oh yeah.
They do call him the Sandman. What do you call it? The Sandman writer, which he is. He did, and he developed the Sandman. But other DC projects he also had was the screenplay and story for Wonder Woman in 2017.
Oh, okay. So, I didn't know that.
He has some other DC credits on his belt, and he also did it says here he created Kate Bishop uncredited for Hawkeye 2021. So the Hawkeye TV show, he didn't create Kate Bishop as the character. I'm sure he just meant that he created the version in the show. Which still, I mean, he has more superhero credits than just Sandman. But friend of the show, Omni, I know loves Sandman. So I'm sure he's excited.
I've honestly, I feel like not a lot of people watched it, but people who did watch it all said it was great. So it's that's part of. I haven't seen it, but. That's the thing for me is I'm like, okay, well, at least I know it got positive reception, and they have somebody, who is helming this that has some positive track records in this genre specifically behind them.
Exactly. So that's giving me hope. It's giving me some, that's why it's okay, cool. If it's someone like this that's behind it as a writer, and hopefully they actually do want to put more pretty decent credits at quite all this. Yeah, I agree with you. That's why I'm saying that I think this is a pretty good record for him to have, so he's gonna come on to it.
Do it, yeah. I mean, I'm excited about it for sure. I think if we were talking about terrible needle drops from Supergirl, he had the best one in Superman. I love that scene. That's one of the standout moments of the movie.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
It's weird though, because I don't feel a boatload of excitement when I saw this news about it, because I'm also I've questioned James Gunn when it comes to the projects that he's greenlighting versus not, and it's all been these very obscure characters who aren't the mainline people for the universe.
Mm-hmm.
So that part, I'm still okay, well, here we go with another TV show of a character that's not frontline stuff. But at the same time as well, maybe that's what the TV show should be, right? Marvel kind of tried to do major characters on the TV shows, and I don't think that really works well, right?
No.
So I don't know. So a part of me is kind of I'm excited that it's a show. I'm glad it's not a movie, right? And we'll see. And I like the credits so far that we've gotten. from the guy who is writing the pilot. And yeah, I would like James Gunn to kind of back up and let his people make what they are going to make and go from there. But
I was going to say, on the topic of what we're going to get soon, actually, in terms of TV shows, we're already going to get Lanterns in August.
Right.
Something to look forward to. And then we're going to actually get Clayface, which, again, like you brought up, was kind of an odd choice for them to go with. For telling me, definitely.
That is true. I will say Lanterns and Clayface both feel the least like a James Gunn project so far of what's coming. That was also my problem with Supergirl with the marketing is I'm like, this feels like another Guardians of the Galaxy light.
Yeah. Especially like with we didn't mention it, but pretty good practical like creatures and stuff that they had in that movie.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool puppetry.
No, definitely. Yeah. And then I don't know, like I still don't think Gunn either as a creative is the best director for Superman personally. I had that worry going into Superman, and then I kind of felt like I was proven right. Even though I enjoyed the movie, I felt like, okay, maybe he's not the person to do it. But then he goes and he's doing the sequel. So I'm like, I don't know.
We'll see how it plays out with Man of Tomorrow. If that doesn't go well, then we know we have to give him a talk. Like us personally, obviously, we're going to go up to headquarters and let him know we have a sprint talking to, you know. But go with Mr. Terrific added to the list. We already had projects coming up that don't even have a release date or don't even have like much to go off of. We have Booster Gold supposed to get a TV show.
Yeah.
We have Waller that's still supposed to have a TV show. Paradise Lost also supposedly is still in development. So
it's kind of crazy because he didn't do what like Marvel does where they have that big event and they announce all the projects, but he did do one for like the investors and shareholders, and there's pictures of it. And you look at that timeline that he originally like laid out, and like none of those projects are like really in actual development at this point.
And remember, I agree with you where he is going for obscurity with some things, but I agree that I think the movie, the TV side is better for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will make sure. And I'm the whatever
email.
guy.
Yeah.
It will be. Yeah. But like for movies too, it was kind of odd, even though I was really looking forward to them, but he took them off the lineup already where we had Sergeant Rock was supposed to get a movie, and they were supposed to do an Authority movie, but supposedly it was just like scripts and writing wasn't doing well, or for him. So
which like that I appreciate, and
which is fine.
His whole sentiment when he first started about like, oh, we're not going to do a movie unless the script is really good.
Yeah,
and then Supergirl released, and I'm like,
so you're like, that's a little hypocritical. In that sentiment.
I'm like, that's not. We're not. No. And like my whole thing, you know, obviously I'm not very quiet. I was a big supporter of the Snyderverse. That was something I loved deeply, and I wanted. You know, I'm just not. I don't like how people are so lenient on Gunn when they were so strict with Snyder, and because like we're basically at the same point right now that we were with Snyder, and everybody's like, "Oh, burn it down for Snyder," but for Gunn, it's like, no, we got to give him time. We got to let the story play out. And I'm like, well, if you would have just gave Snyder 2 more movies, we would have got an actual story. But whatever.
Their issue too was their heads at the time were also just all over the place. So it was kind of hard.
The studio was conflicting with Snyder too. It wasn't just the fan base. So
no. I meant the heads, as in like the studio heads were the issue, because they just were like, let me throw in all these other projects that don't fit the tone of his universe that he had set up already. Yeah. And not letting him get to those, because I agree with you. I like the Snyderverse quite a bit too. I like Man of Steel, BVS. I love, and I love the
Ultimate Snyder Edition specifically.
I do like. I don't mind that you say that, because I do have to make that distinction, because I never like to watch the theatrical cut ever.
I haven't watched it since I saw it in theaters.
Yeah, me neither.
Because that Ultimate Edition came out on the Blu-ray release, so like I've never gone back to the theatrical version. So
it adds details you need, honestly, and then
the Snyder cut obviously too was fantastic.
Man, dude, we need to. That's the thing though, is like all that waste, all the unfortunate, because he had planned for 3 Justice League films, and of course he couldn't do that. I actually kind of want them to continue that story in at least a comic book setting if they could. I just want it to come out in a way, but Because you remember before Man of Steel released, they actually had a cool prequel comic to Man of Steel that was focusing on Kara, Supergirl, on Krypton.
Yeah.
And written by him and I don't remember the other guy's name, but yeah, Snyder was included in that writing.
Yeah.
So, something like that. But yeah, anyway, so I agree with the hypocrisy with the you're
the
like,
reaction.
the reactions.
On, yeah.
I mean, I'll say it now just because I think I am kind of saying that, but at the same time, I was a big Snyder fan, so it's kind of more like I'm just trying to see where it takes us. We just need to. Yeah. I'm just gonna let it go. Right. I'm the whatever guy, so whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll move on. But yeah, excited for the show. We'll see how it plays out. Yep. T2 re-release that has been officially confirmed. It is coming out on August 28th, which I'm actually a little upset by. I hope that's not the only day it's going to be playing in theaters, because I'm actually going to a WWE show on that day. So I really hope it's like the weekend. That'd be great. But yeah, he announced it's going to be returning to theaters August 28th with a quote. He said, "I believe it's safe to do spoilers after 35 years. So spoiler alert, the good guys win against the AI super intelligence. Maybe that's a message of hope we could all use this summer." I totally agree. I think, right now, T2, great movie. Mm-hmm. Just in general, I love that movie. It's one of my favorite films of all time. So I'm super excited to be able to watch it in a theater. I've never seen it in a theater. I've only ever seen it at home. It came out before I was born, and then
me too.
I don't know if they've done any re-releases for it before. I mean, probably if I had to guess, whether it was like Fathom events or something. Like there was probably something.
There had to have been like a 30th anniversary or 25th anniversary at some point in the theaters.
Yeah. So. Obviously super excited. Like I said, I pray to God that it's like the whole weekend rather than that day. Because I definitely want to see it on the big screen. Like Harrison said, for the first time. So yeah, what are your thoughts? I'm assuming you're probably same vibe. Yeah.
T2 is one of my favorite movies as well, alongside you. I mean, I just love the Terminator franchise in general.
Yeah.
Same. As much as there's been some rocky road going, with the franchise as of like more of the later entries. I mean, the first two movies, in my opinion, are some of the best movies.
Oh, they're
like sci-fi, all-time classics. Like, I also like the small little debate we get into. Not me and you, but maybe me and you, but with everyone online, that's like even the first movie, it being like, is it a slasher kind of horror vibe, kind of thing. And I like that because I actually think nowadays I'm like, yeah, I think so. It falls
I stand
in line.
firm. It
falls in line with everything that a slasher does. So
yeah.
But T2 is the best like action-packed, fun adventure film or fun adventure sci-fi film. I just love it so much.
It's one of the greatest action films of all time. I mean, I have watched T2. I don't even know at this. It's probably my most watched film of all time. Like genuinely.
I mean,
I have multiple versions of it on DVD. I have the regular version. I have then like an extended cut. And then I think there was a third version even, and I have that as well on DVD.
Okay.
So there's multiple versions of the movie. I own all of them. I don't know where they are right now because I have so many physical stuff, but it's hidden away somewhere. It's here. I can find it if I need it. So super.
Yeah.
That's one of my most anticipated theater experiences that I'm looking forward to in the next couple of months.
I wish though with these kind of movies though, I'd actually want them to play it in an IMAX.
Oh.
Like, IMAX,
especially since they just built an IMAX for me, please.
Oh, I know. Please, like either IMAX or Dolby. I mean,
Dolby too.
We needed a premium setting, and I feel like these Fathom events, sort of like re-releases, are cool because me and you, like you said, weren't even born, so we couldn't even see it in theaters. But I just kind of wish we could get it in maybe more premium format, so I got the sound, the best look of it. You know what I mean?
I don't know if this is a Fathom though. I haven't really looked into that. I'm hoping that this is just. That's why I'm like, I hope it's just a regular re-release. So then that way it will be the whole weekend. It'll play.
Oh, sorry, because Fathom does it one day.
Fathom's usually like one day, and like when they do it, it's like two specific times. Like it'll be like 1 a.m. and then 1 p.m. And I hate that. I'm like, I'd rather it be like a full re-release where like they're showing all day at the theater and I can just pick a time that's convenient for me to go. So
yeah, I've been missing some of those because I wanted to watch that Speed Racer re-release, but then I missed that one day it was out there.
Right.
But it's weird. They'll do it with like bigger cult, like not cult. I meant like bigger theater or bigger movies. Like Jaws had like a full week or two.
Yeah.
A few weeks of it. I mean, I hope this is what they will be.
Well, even recently, the most recent one I went to was like the re-release of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy.
Oh yeah.
And that was a whole weekend where like each day they were playing each movie, but like the movie was playing all day long. It wasn't like just a specific time.
Yeah.
And they did that for 2 weekends in a row. And then I think they ended up extending it. Actually, I think it ended up being longer.
Dude, you can't get away from the money, bro.
Right.
That's so much money.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And when I went to go see that was like one of the best theater experiences I ever had, because it was like a packed crowd of like people who clearly
love it.
And it was so much fun. And
no, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Yeah.
No, I agree with you. I was about to say those were some of my favorites recently. Were those theater experiences with the Spider-Mans, because it's packed and everyone's so lively, and it's funny. Sometimes people just like to clap at certain parts, and I'm like, yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
So looking forward to it. Cannot wait. Like I said, if it's that weekend, I won't be able to go on that day, but if it's that weekend, I will absolutely be there, no doubt about it, because that's one of my favorite films of all time. So definitely will not pass up on that.
To you too, man.
All right, next is going to be Odyssey reactions. Here I'm going to go ahead and pull up the Variety article just to kind of take a look at this. So I think they have been screening the film. What's going on here? They have been screening the film for a bit. I think it was like a couple of weeks ago we got reports of the first screenings happening. First reaction, rave for it, called astonishing, epic, flawless filmmaking, breathtaking, bold, and perfection. I think they have some people's reactions here. Here. So Stephen Weintraub, who he's kind of like the main guy, Collider, he says the Odyssey is incredible. I've been lucky enough to watch it twice. That's kind of
wow.
It's not even out for another couple weeks. Twice. I'm kind of jealous. I'm really blown away by this film. If you can see it in IMAX 70 millimeter, it's a jaw-dropping experience. I won't read the whole thing. The Odyssey is as epic as its source material. That level of Christopher Nolan spark that makes it something special. It's a story of love loss. Takes you on quite the journey in all the way Nolan knows how. Breathtaking, bold, and perfection. Awesome. Eric Davis, absolute triumph, crowning cinematic achievement. Nolan, IMAX, a lot of things that are repeated, a lot of great things. Filmmaking feast, grand and gripping rendition of the epic. Really, I haven't seen anything negative. It's all been very positive, and even just from some rating. Yeah, the Odyssey is really good. Yeah, and look at that screen. Look at the size of that 70 millimeter IMAX. Like, that's why I was kind of jealous. I'm like, I was being third world problems here where I'm like, oh, I'm getting a 70 millimeter, but not an IMAX 70 millimeter.
Hey,
but yeah, so these are all like very, very positive. Everyone's raving about how, how great this looks. So, what are your we'll just say, like, what are expectations for the Odyssey for you?
Yeah, I'm just so excited. Oh, sorry. I'm just so excited because I didn't even need to hear anybody's reviews of it.
Right.
I know that I was already going to be there day one watching it, because Christopher Nolan is one of the few directors that will just provide you, in a way, weirdly close to perfection in a lot of his movies, just filmmaking wise, script wise.
I already got my ticket. I'm going to cover the QR code, but I already got my tickets. For IMAX too on opening night. So
I got mine with my buddies too. I think it will be close, but it won't be 70 millimeter, but it will be close to that where we're gonna go. It's not because the difference between nowadays where some things are called IMAX or FOMAX because they're just like bigger
they're not
screen.
Actual IMAX, it's just a bigger screen.
Which this one is closer to it. It's not 70 millimeter, but it's basically it's actually an IMAX screen, so that will be pretty cool to see. Yeah. So I'm
me,
excited.
I personally don't really care about that because the true IMAXs, there's only like 15 of them in the entire country.
That's true.
So they're not very accessible. I care most when I go to see IMAX about the format change. Like, I love seeing a film in full screen, and Nolan specifically is the one that does that the most, and he does that well and uses it well the most. yeah, top 3 most anticipated. Yeah, I mean it's definitely
It's up there, man.
It's one of the most exciting films. Like anytime he makes a film, and again, I wasn't a huge fan of Tenet. I've said that I thought that was his weakest film ever. He's still a filmmaker that like I'm gonna be there day one. I mean, Interstellar, Inception, Dunkirk. I actually am a fan of Dunkirk. Oppenheimer.
Oh, I like Dunkirk. I like Oppenheimer.
And there's probably other things too that he did.
Memento.
Memento. That was like his first big one.
The Prestige.
Like, Prestige. Yeah.
It's like said Interstellar.
I did. Yeah, Interstellar. Yeah. That's probably my favorite, to be honest. I've seen that. I actually saw that in IMAX last year. They did a re-release for that.
Oh, I wanted to go. I missed that one, but yeah,
it was a life-changing experience. I'll be honest. But yeah, I mean, any Christopher Nolan movie, I am just over the moon for. I can't wait, and yeah, I'm not surprised that these are the first reactions. And obviously, too, he had announced that he wasn't doing any like influencer screenings. It was mostly just going to be like critic screenings.
Yeah, he was supposed to let me in, but since he announced that, he didn't want to make it look bad if I went, so he told me no.
Right. Yeah. So he was like, "Yeah, I can't let you, Ian. It can't only be you."
Yeah, we can't.
I know you're real chill, and you're just like whatever about a lot of things. But yeah.
So yeah, I couldn't go. I couldn't be the guy that watched it twice in 70mm, but you know.
Right. I look, there's been a lot of discourse about that. I kind of like it because I'll be fair and be honest. The influencers hyping up movies has really gotten annoying to me.
Yeah.
It's like gotten to the point where a lot of the times with these first reactions, I don't take them seriously at all because, and Cody Leach kind of talked about this with Supergirl on his review. I don't know if you heard that and saw that, he said he knew people personally that were at that screening and they basically all walked out very mid on the movie. Mm-hmm. And then those people went and tweeted as if it was like one of the best movies they've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I hate that. For me, like I am very much, I like nuanced conversations about these films. Like I don't like summarizing what I think about a movie in a tweet. Like that to me is just not how I like talking about movies.
No.
So expecting people to do that and convey how they actually feel about a film, I don't think, even if you're not going out of your way for clicks, I don't think that's a good way to review films.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I just can't. I can't do it like me. I know you can't. Me and you both do movie reviews on on our social media platforms, but we gotta like to go in depth with what we say, and we can't really do that with a tweet or anything. So it's like, I agree though. I remember Cody said that, Cody Leach, and I was like, yeah, that's
I kind of knew it. Like we knew that, right? Because
we knew that for a while.
Yeah. It just happens too often.
You know what's funny? Days, I could pinpoint it for a Supergirl movie was when The Flash was coming out.
Oh my god!
They got everybody on a payroll that time. Remember?
They really had to have. Yeah. Well, and two, I'll say as well. I don't know how many you've ever been to, but like when you go to early screenings and go to like the premieres and stuff, it's a different environment. Like when I see a movie early and I see it in a room full of people who also want to see this movie early, it creates a more positive environment just in general. And that's just what it is. So like, even in general, even if I know someone who I trust and I know they're going to be honest, I still take it with a grain of salt because I'm like, well, that's not a normal theater experience like that.
Yeah.
Going to those early advanced screenings and if you're lucky enough to go to premieres is a very different experience than when you see it actually in theater with like the general public in your local theater.
Yeah, I agree. It's different experiences. And I actually like to go when I get to actually be with a lot of people to get gauge the reactions, not to put it on my own not to put it on my own opinion, but more to just kind of be like, I like that environment. And like you said, I've been to a few early ones, nothing like where a studio invited me, but it's just more like,
oh yeah, me neither. Yeah.
I went to a fan event. I go to those fan event ones. So it's like the Wednesday they do them sometimes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know?
So I've been I've been to those, but I've also actually been to part where like critics are at. Like, types of screenings. But even those, like, it's not like I'm there as a fan. Like it's the ones that are like half fans, half critics. in there. So it's not like I'm not invited or anything. I'm invited as a fan essentially. So, but it's still a different environment because everybody who's there wants to see that movie specifically. Right.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the craziest one I ever been to. I actually went to the one for Spider-Man Far From Home.
Oh, okay.
And they made us give them our phones.
Oh. Okay.
And I didn't know why. Like I got through the whole movie and I'm like, why did they make us do that? And then I saw the end credit scene where they revealed J. Jonah was back and then like the whole Spider-Man. I'm like, oh, that's the scene that they took our phones specifically for because they didn't want people having that get out. So
that makes sense. Yeah.
But it was a different environment. It's like that. Like I loved that movie much more than I now do after rewatching it. And seeing it for the movie and not for the experience I had while seeing it. So
true. No, that makes sense. Yeah.
But Odyssey, very much looking forward to it. Like I said, I have my tickets. I'm kind of upset because I don't really know if I will be able to do a review for. I mean. I probably will be able to because I'm going to Comic-Con the week after. So I'm like,
that's right.
I'll be getting Comic-Con stuff ready, and I'm like, I'll make time for it though, for sure.
Yeah, counsel the road to Comic-Con.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Next time, man. Probably next time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of us too, like we kind of had the conversation. It's like we now are returning members, so it'll be easier for a lot of us to get tickets. So like, now we can focus on the people who didn't get it. So if you're coming,
that's cool.
We'll get you a ticket. We'll get you a ticket.
Awesome. Yeah.
All right. So let's just move on for the last topic. Really just looking ahead. We got pretty big releases coming up this weekend. Obviously, the one me and you are looking forward to probably the most, Evil Dead Burn, one of our favorite franchises. We got The Invites, which I don't know if you've seen anything about that film or heard any of the early buzz on it.
I watched the trailers. I haven't heard like any of the critics or anything.
Oh, it's like I think they've done fan and critic screenings of it, and it's like a 94 critic and 95 fan on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Okay. So it's getting very good reviews. And then obviously live action Moana is coming out. I'm not super excited for that personally, I'll be honest. My 5-year-old wants to go see it though. So I'm I don't know when because this weekend's her birthday. So I'm like, I don't really know what day I'm going to go, but I will go see it at some point this weekend.
It's unfortunately like a movie where I know I'm not gonna like it going in, but I'm gonna still watch it for the sake of a review.
Right.
Just because I want to tell people, don't watch this. Go watch And I know people are like, why are you gonna watch it to do that? And I'm like, well, I kind of am weirdly like a completionist, as also I'm still kind of liking to watch these movies. I know I'm not gonna like a little bit just to give a little bit of a critique on them and be like, look, why did you do this? Why did you do that?
It's something I want to give it a chance. I don't want to immediately. He looks so bad. He looks so bad.
Harrison, that's his real hair. How dare you?
Yeah.
He grew it out for the film.
So he's been bald for like 20 years at this point, but
This is his magnum. This is where he's coming.
I love how he took a serious role with the Smashing Machine and then like immediately just went back to slop. I'm like, God.
He's gonna go back to slop. I mean, literally, we're gonna get our next Fast and Furious. He's gonna be in that one. So.
Yeah, and they're doing another Jumanji, and so it's like,
he loves the slop. He loves the slop.
I mean, I get it. He's freaking dude. The amount of money he gets paid at this point is.
I mean, but at some point, I'm like,
do something better, please.
Yeah, I mean, he tried. I guess maybe he's like, I guess no one likes the Smashing Machine.
He was good in the movie.
Oh, he was really good.
The movie had problems for sure, but he was good. I thought he was great in it.
Yeah, no, he was the best part of it. Him and Emily.
Blunt,
I just think the rest of it was more the actual way they wrote it and just the way the pacing was on the movie.
Yeah.
So
and me, like I'm a big MMA guy, and like Mark Kerr is not the most like interesting person you could have made a movie about. Like there's a lot more people in MMA I feel like they could have told a better story of, and like obviously The Rock wouldn't have played him, but it was a weird movie in general to make, in my opinion. But
I'm sure that's the same how people feel about like currently, not like the most recent one we got, but like currently with like our musician biopic era. Where we're getting a lot of them, and some of them I feel like are just for people I don't really care about. Right. Except Michael made sense. I was like, okay, well that's like the biggest pop star in the world ever, so that makes sense. They'll make one. But
And I love Michael's music in general, so like it was.
Yeah, me too.
Like
So
I was like, they could just like play his music videos on loop, and I would have probably been okay, you know. But
just could have recreated all that stuff,
Right,
and that would have
right.
been the movie. I would have been fine. The other ones I was referring to were like the Bruce Springsteen or
Right.
like the Bob Dylan.
Dylan one, yeah.
I'm not. I don't not like their music. I think their music's good. I just don't really care for them. Like I just don't. I'm not interested in knowing who they are as like people, but like for a movie, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But yeah, so obviously looking ahead at these movies, like no doubt we're most excited for
Evil Dead.
Right. Yeah. I'm really happy. Like I think I've talked about this with you before. There's really two sides of the Evil Dead franchise. There's kind of the campy original side that like the first 3 films gave us, and I love now that we're basically kind of completing. Even though there's no interacting characters or story, we're kind of getting like a straight horror trilogy now.
Yes.
With Evil Dead, with Burn coming out, because we had 2013, we had Evil Dead Rise, and now we're getting this one.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited for it. I rewatched the 2013 film last night. That movie's a masterpiece in my eyes. I don't know. I forgot where you ranked it personally. I think it was lower.
I preface that this is one of the most consistent horror franchises of all time, and even when my movie's the lowest on the list does not mean it's not a good movie. I still like 2013. I just like to balance my campiness and horror with the Evil Dead franchise. I know that we have other buddies that one of them put like not Kyle, but someone else had put Army of Darkness as their number 1. And I know that would be like, you know what I mean?
I think it was Jake. Was it Jake? I feel like it was Jake.
Yes, it was Jake.
Yeah, it was Jake.
And there's just differing opinions in this franchise, which I love. Right?
Yeah.
Unlike some people on
it's like there's a movie for everyone, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mine's Evil Dead 2 because I like that bit of campiness with the horror still element. But I'm a big horror guy where I love 2013's vibe, but I think I just preferred Rise's way of doing it. And then as it continues, we'll see like what Wrath and this one right now. Well,
again, I haven't watched reviews, but early reactions seems to be very positive so far on Burn. So I'm very, very much excited for it. Like I said, I'm just glad that we kind of have now 2 trilogies in this universe that are very similar. Like they have their own vibe to them.
Yeah.
Like what they're accomplishing with their movies, because then it's kind of the best of both. They're obviously making Evil Dead Wrath as well, which they did confirm is a prequel to the original. So I'm kind of hoping, me personally, even though I love the horror side and I love these 3 films that we've gotten so far, well, hopefully I'll love all 3 with Burn. I'm hoping they kind of go a little more towards the campiness, though, with Wrath.
Yeah.
You know, to kind of balance it back out again. And I think the reason they even did 3 straight like this was because of the fact that we also got Ash versus Evil Dead as well.
Yeah.
That TV show. So I think they kind of just wanted to, like, balance it all out. So I'm kind of like, all right, now let's maybe go back a little bit more since we're going back to the time of the original film. Let's get that campiness interjected in there.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know because I'm a big. I'm probably gonna make 3 more TikToks of it, but I'm going over my.
I know. You've been putting them out on Evil Dead recently, man.
I've been doing my timeline stuff. I have 3 more timelines going on, but I want to believe that the ultimate timeline is that they all exist, but I just feasibly can't think that necessarily everything can fit perfectly together. I can make it fit.
Right.
It doesn't mean that it's gonna fit because I'm a big Ash versus Evil Dead fan, like the show.
I think that's from what I can tell, and I haven't watched it, but from what I can tell, I think that show is kind of what makes that harder.
It keeps it from being more cohesive just because it does a lot of stuff where like after 2013, I mean, I can still see it existing in the same universe, but after that it's kind of hard to explain what's going on anymore, which is fine. I don't mind that. I think it's still pretty cool to have everything we have in Evil Dead. Like you were saying though, like it's cool that we're getting a more serious we're getting a more serious trilogy. Maybe Wrath will go into the campiness. I'm just curious too, like it being set before 81 just makes me wonder, like, will they try to lead up to it a little bit? I know it's way before. It's like 10. That's like that's 9 years, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's 9 years before the first one. So it's like making me wonder, like, are we gonna get like a younger Professor Nobi, or is there gonna be like I don't know. I'm not gonna expect them to connect it to like obviously like be Ash because he doesn't even exist technically.
No, yeah.
I'm not gonna expect any of that stuff.
No.
I will say that the candle. But I will say the
Oh yeah. Oh no, the one that gets me is the dishwasher with all the forks and he like
you see the fake
slams them.
Man, that shit is crazy. Did you see the fake popcorn bucket they came out with for that?
No, I didn't.
They literally did another marketing thing like they did with Scary Movie 6 where they did like a fake popcorn bucket for everyone to go crazy over. And it was literally the dishwasher with the knives.
Oh my
And you would be able to put the popcorn in it. Turns out that's fake.
It was like how the bong was Scary Movie.
Yeah, the bong was fake.
Right, yeah.
Which I was not expecting them to do the bong, but I actually thought they were actually going to do this dishwasher. And I was kind of like, I'm not going to get it, but it looks kind of cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like,
I would have got it. I wouldn't have eaten popcorn out of it. I have so many popcorn buckets that like I'll never actually eat popcorn out of that thing. Like,
me too, man. I don't.
Yeah, it's like just collectibles at that point for me. So
actually, I'm curious, and I'm sure they don't have this information, but I haven't heard anything about an actual Evil Dead popcorn bucket. Is there even a real Evil Dead? I
don't think so. Yeah,
at least they haven't revealed anything.
We definitely would have saw it by now if there was. Let me see.
I mean, it's just that fake one I keep seeing, so I don't think they will be having a. Well, they should, because if they did the thing with the Scary Movie 6, where the bong was fake, but they did have an actual like cup and a popcorn bucket, I just would figure they would do it.
So the only other one I'm seeing is, hold on, let me see if I can.
Well, now you get to see the fake popcorn bucket, though. So.
I did see, yeah, that actually looks pretty. I wish that kind of was real, to be honest with you. Here, let me screen share this one. This one doesn't really look great, but it's kind of just like.
Oh, it's the Necronomicon.
Yeah, like the book. Which okay, I mean, if I see that, I might grab that. I'll be honest.
No, I'm definitely gonna grab it because there's really no Evil Dead merch usually.
Right, yeah.
But they should have made that an actual like book instead of the
bucket. I'm like, this one I actually would eat popcorn out of. Like I'm like, okay, that one I could do that, you know. But I hope some of the ones they release, I'm like, no.
No, I hope they have a cool cup at least because I want a cup too.
Yeah,
but. Yeah. Oh, that's crazy though. You're the first one to show me that, so I didn't even know that they were coming out with this.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, honestly, it might not even be real. It says from Joe Blow, so I'm assuming it's real.
Oh, that might not be real.
Oh no.
Well, maybe not. I thought Joe Blow sounds familiar, and I don't remember if that's like a account that does that kind of
parody
thing.
Stuff.
Or covers it like it's a real thing. I don't know if he does.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but maybe you might be right.
Let's hope, man. I really hope. I hope that's real because I mean, I want a Necronomicon bucket.
Yeah, I just hope the movie's good. That's where I'm at with.
No. We don't have to worry about any of this. This is all whatever. You know, we need a. Yeah. We just want the movie to be good, and
I just want the movie to be great. That's where I'm at with it. I love the
fantastic even.
Yeah. Say that again. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, please say
it. Yeah.
Finish it.
Yeah. Right. All right. So yeah, I think that is it for me today. Great show. I really like the conversations we had here. Where can we find you, Ian? And if you want to shout out anything that you're working on.
Yeah, you could mainly find me on TikTok, but I do have a YouTube that goes under the same screen name of Ian_movies_whatever. I just did a recent stream with Alan, and we covered a lot of like horror movies that have come out in 2026. So if you want to check
conversation, very fun conversation.
So if you want to check that out, I also have been posting, like Alan mentioned, a lot of Evil Dead videos right now. So you're getting ready for Burn, you might want to check those out. I'll be coming out with 3 more for the timeline stuff. They'll be fairly short, but I'll probably be making those, and I'll also have a review for Minions and Monsters. So
I heard it was good.
I laughed because it is good.
Yeah, that's crazy to me because those movies have never been like critically well received, but somehow this one is. Like, okay.
If you're a movie fan, surprisingly, this is a lot of movie references and a lot of stuff. So yeah,
I'll have to check it out. Yeah,
it's a fun time. Yeah. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
Okay, cool. Yeah, obviously, Alan AG Reviews, TikTok, Instagram, X. You can find me on there. Yeah, I haven't been doing a lot of stuff outside of streams really lately. I'm obviously looking to make this a weekly show. I'll rotate guests out. I don't know if Ian will be back maybe next week though for Evil Dead. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. That one might be a little bit more than one person. I'll say that. I've had a couple people tell me that they want to talk about that. So we'll see how that goes. But yes, so you can find me there. I'm planning on doing that. I'm going to be starting a gaming series stream soon. I'm planning on doing Road to GTA 6, where I kind of stream some of the old GTAs. And then I'm going to probably throw in Red Dead 2 in there as well, just because that's like the most recent Rockstar game. So yeah, just be sure to tune in for that. But that's pretty much it for me today. Everyone, have a great night.
Yeah, have a good night, guys.
Take care.